distant lands we gather, hearts of fire all along. Oh, big Nick, cause we follow through the storm and through the fight. For Valhalla we will borrow strength and might under moonlight. Warriors of the ancient sea, songs of glory dark and bold. In the night, our spirits free, legends born, tales unfold. Oh, big because we follow through the storm and through the fight. For Valhalla we will borrow strength and might under moonlight. Horizons wild we roam, with thunder in our soul. Every battle brings us home to the stories ages told. Oh, big Nick, cause we follow through the storm and through the fight. For Valhalla we will borrow strength and might under moonlight.
Hey, folks, welcome. We are back, to the Alicia, Florida versus Alicia Andrews. And we are going to pick up somewhat from where we left off yesterday. I've been a bit naughty. I checked ahead because we are getting a bit behind now. And what are the things in here that I can contribute to? What are the things that I believe are good evidence, bad evidence, and stuff like that? And we left off with looking at pictures yesterday with a certain with a witness. And to be frank, the rest were the same and of no particular value, in my opinion. And in order to be a bit economical with time, hello, Miss Rattle, hello, Turnips, I'm skipping ahead. And I'm actually going to skip ahead to the what I believe is some kind of medical. No, I'm actually skipping past the medical examiner because, again, dead by gunshots. They tore through his body. Did that have anything? What actually connects the medical examiner's report to Alicia Andrews? And no. And so I did skip ahead to the next one to illustrate a few points. So, and again, I have 2 hours because I don't know why Rumble decides to cut off the feed after 2 hours on YouTube's. So,
redirect?
No, Your Honor, he may be released.
Okay, thank you. You're free to go. All right, state clerk, next witness.
State False Detective Craig Griffin.
Detective Craig Griffin. Oh. Twice.
Will you obviously leave your right hand, please, clerk?
Yes, sir. confirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and I'll be back?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Why the
Okay, you may proceed.
Good afternoon, sir. Would you state your name, please?
It's Craig Griffin,
And where are you employed?
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
Do you have a particular assignment with the sheriff's office?
Yes, ma'am. I'm currently assigned to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office Gang Investigative Unit.
What is your title in that unit?
Gang detective.
How long have you been in the gang unit?
Currently, a little over 4 years.
And what was your prior assignment
Now, why do I show another gang detective? Well, you will notice.
in advance of the gang assignment?
Prior to the gang unit, I was assigned to patrol on the north side of Jacksonville. Also assigned to the narcotics unit or internal affairs unit, and I was also in the jail prior to going to the street.
And during your time on patrol, did you have an opportunity to work the areas related?
So, department jumping. He has been, before he ended up in the gang investigative unit, he's been in 5 different departments. Does that ring a bell from the YSL trial? In my opinion, it does. Because if you are jumping between departments, it's no clear structure here. Oh, he started on the street, he moved up and then became in the gang unit. No, he's been all over the place. And yeah, let's just continue.
To specific gangs that are tracked by your unit?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you specifically assigned to a particular unit out of the sheriff's office?
Yes, ma'am, I currently am.
And what is the unit to which you're assigned?
The gang or the unit?
I'm sorry, the gang.
The gang, 1200 out east.
And that would be inside of the gang unit. I'm sorry about that.
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to review what has been previously admitted as State's Exhibit 84B, the gang chart that was created to represent the members or some of the members of 1200?
Yes, ma'am.
If you'll look to the screen in publishing 84B, have you had a chance to see that?
Yes, ma'am.
And in your role with the gang unit, did you help or assist to create this chart, at least as it relates to the relevant members of 1200 as related to this investigation?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
We have depicted on the chart a Rashad Murphy and a Davion Murphy. Over the course of your investigation, have you been able to assess what, if any, nickname was provided to you or that you learned to be assigned or associated to Rashad Murphy?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was that?
Ghost 187.
What, if any, relationship is there between Rashad Murphy and Davion Murphy?
I believe they're blood cousins.
And what, if any, relationship is there between both Mr. Rashad Murphy and Davion Murphy to Joe Rod Adams?
If I stand correct, I believe Joe Rod and Rashad are brothers, and then Davion and Joe Rod are cousins.
Is this information that you often collect from social media or videos?
Do you see Alicia Andrews in there? Now, of course, in this trial, in order to show connection, in order to prove the crime, they also have to prove there was a crime. And apparently, in order for show the gang enhancement against the co-conspirators, they show gangs, even though it has very, very little with Alicia Andrews to do, except that her boyfriend at the time was in a gang, or at least affiliated with a gang. And that's about it. Well, of course, that she traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa with a bunch of suspicious guys. But again, direct evidence.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you oftentimes also have the ability to reference, for example, obituaries that are posted?
Yes, ma'am.
And in this particular case, was there an obituary for Joe Rod Adams, a.k.a. Spaz?
Yes, ma'am, there would have been one.
And is...
So this is the same as previous, just that he talks about gangs. So let's see if we can skip to cross-examination. Oh, look, tattoos.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And and then they have a break.
There was a cell phone device seized.
Oh, hold on here. Where did cross-examination end?
Oh, that should be 6.
So,
From 1200.
So it's not that he switched from 187
Early 2000s?
early 2000s?
sorry,
Documenting
folks.
specific members.
Well, yes, because everybody
My time
For
span
document-
seems to be a bit off.
The left side,
at the bottom. I
Mr. Murphy as well.
said,
That was killed at the and last
what do you mean?
meeting was. I'll pass
All
it
right.
this, Your Honor.
Okay, Cross.
Hi, Deanna. Good to have you all here. Good to have you all here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. You know
Alicia
all
Andrews,
the
she's
things.
not a gang member, correct?
No, sir, not that I know of.
She's not a gang associate either?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right, and that's according to the Florida statutes?
Not that I'm aware of. Not on my radar.
All right. These 1200, when did it start?
Early 2000s?
Early 2000s?
Yes.
So this is going back, you're saying more than 20 years?
Roughly, yes, sir.
All right, so when was it the 187 boys?
187 would have came around probably 2015, 2010, 2015.
Okay, so earlier when you said that, I guess it was Ghost?
2010 to 2015. That's a 5-year span. Sir, aren't you supposed to be the expert on this gang? And all you can give us is a 5-year span on where they started.
Rashad Murphy, he was
Yes.
part of 187 boys?
Yes.
So, do you know what time frame he was a part of 187 boys?
I don't, not offhand.
All right, so he was a part of 187 boys and then he switched over to 1200? How does that work?
So 1200 as a whole, it's a neighborhood. It's a gang. It's a documented gang. And then within there, they have select groups. Okay, so you have 187 boys. You also had another group referred to as A team, and then you had another group referred to as Cut Circle. They're all from 1200.
So it's not that he switched from 187 to 1200. He was always a part of 1200?
Correct.
And I guess in 1200 there may be even more specific groups.
Yes.
All right, and those groups are based off of what, streets?
Streets, maybe just something that they come up with.
Okay. All right. And
All right.
not all of these people, they're not all born gang members, right?
No, sir.
All right, they become gang members at some point in their lives?
Being documented according to Florida State statute.
Okay. This is the 1200 chart. You're the gang detective for 1200, right?
Yes, sir.
So on this, I guess, chart here, 4 of these individuals, they're no longer alive, at least 4?
At least 4. You give me a second, I can. One. I count at least 6.
6, I have, from your testimony, you can add or
Okay.
something to it. But I have Shug is no longer alive.
Correct.
Davion Murphy had his tattoo, his name tattooed on him. Is that
Correct.
I saw Corbin, right? He's no longer alive.
That's correct.
That's the unsolved murder you were discussing.
Correct.
And that's the one that Charles Jones, Julio Foolio was rapping about in his songs.
Yes.
Saying that Corbin got kidnapped.
Yes.
All right, and found in a field. His bones were found in a field.
That's correct.
All right, and Spaz was killed at a football game. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
At Rains.
Yes, sir.
That's the school where Alicia Andrews went.
If you say so.
Okay. Well, Spaz went to Rains.
Okay.
I'm asking.
That I don't know. I believe he did. Him along with Kenny Capps, or I'm sorry, Robert Howard.
Robert Howard. Okay. And Robert Howard is accused of killing Spaz.
That's correct.
All right. We have this Leaky.
Yes, sir.
He passed away.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I have Leaky, I have Spaz, Corbin, Shug. Who are the other 2?
So at the bottom you have Darian Self, Michi, and then Brandon Bevel, 5, who are also deceased.
You said Brandon deceased.
Yes,
Darren Michi
deceased.
deceased. That's also one of the ones that Julio Foolio was rapping about in the songs.
Yes.
And then what was the third one?
No, that should be
You
6.
mentioned 3 on the bottom. Did you?
He said 2.
2.
Okay, so just those 2. All right. And the others, are they still in 1200 that are on this chart?
They're still, yes, sir. Well, so J. Dot, not so much. He will be
J. Dot.
associated to a different gang now.
J. Dot, is this Jacory Rivers?
Correct.
He's in a different gang now?
Yes.
What gang is he in now?
I'll possibly tie him to the Bloods gang.
The Bloods gang?
Yes.
So he's no longer with 1200.
No,
Do you know why he's no longer with 1200?
I don't know.
And Bloods gang, is that a Jacksonville gang?
No.
These are young men, right?
Yes, sir.
Like early 20s?
Early to late 20s.
Early to late 20s.
Mixture of,
All right. And there are other individuals on here who went to Raines High School, correct?
I believe so. I'm not 100% sure on that one.
And if I told you that Alicia Andrews went to Raines High School, would you have any reason to doubt that?
No, sir.
In high school, were all of these individuals, were they gang members in high school?
Not that I recall.
So at some point down the road, maybe they become gang members after they leave high school or when they drop out. Is that possible?
Or during high school, because
Sometimes.
you have Instagram, you have social media.
So sometimes they become gang members in high school, right?
Yes.
Sometimes after high school.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Hi DM. Just popped in. Has the defendant been connected to the alleged crime yet? Not more than what we learned during opening statement. And I have to say, in my opinion, no. Except so far with everything, I'm still waiting for the prosecution to actually show evidence of what they said in opening statement that actually connects her to the crime scene. We know they told us that her phone was in the area, or they claimed her phone was in the car, but you can't show via you can't show that narrow with only what do you call it, the cell phone towers. There are so yeah, no.
Do you know of Alicia Andrews to use any hand signs?
No, sir.
Do you know of Alicia Andrews to be in any music videos?
I've never seen her in one. No, sir.
And did you know of Alicia Andrews prior to this case?
No, sir.
But you knew of these other individuals in 1200 prior to this case, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. I don't have any further questions. Thank you.
Okay. Redirect? No, Your Honor. If this witness speaks,
Yeah. That's it. This guy was on the stand in less than 15 minutes. And okay.
yes. Thank you. You're free to go.
Appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Who's your next witness?
Detective Christopher Dravick.
Sure. Quick one? Okay. Yep. We'll take just a quick 2-minute break, okay?
All rise.
All right. And then time for next guy. I'm going to show some
Jury?
Sheriff's Office.
You swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. You may proceed.
Good afternoon, sir. Please state your full name for the jury.
My name is Chris Drabeck.
And where are you employed?
I work for the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
Are you also a member of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office gang unit?
I am.
How long have you been employed with the JSO?
Going on 9 years, since May of 2017.
And are you also assigned a specific gang or gangs in the unit?
Yes.
Who are you assigned?
another gang unit.
I'm currently assigned a criminal gang called 21st Street and another criminal gang called Rack Chasing Family.
So not any of the ATK, 1200, or 6 block gangs that were referenced specifically in this case.
No.
Are you familiar?
Why the fuck is he even allowed to testify if he doesn't investigate any of the gangs that are mentioned in this trial?
With those gangs?
Yes,
Do you work alongside the detectives who are specifically assigned to those gangs?
I do.
And were you familiar enough with those gangs and in your workings with those detectives to create the charts that we previously admitted as State's Exhibit 89 in this case for the gangs?
Yes, we facilitated the charts together.
Did you maintain a relationship with the lead detective from the homicide investigation from Tampa?
I did.
And was that Juan Ramos?
Yes, ma'am.
From what point at learning about the death of Charles Jones did you begin working with the Tampa Police Department?
The morning they called me on June 23rd.
And what was the nature of that call?
So originally my supervisor reached out to me because he was notified first, and my sergeant provided me with information of contact info for a Tampa Police Department detective. And I reached out to that detective, and they supplied us with information relating to the death of Charles Jones, and they were inquiring about why this may have occurred.
Did you have any knowledge that Charles Jones was going to be in the Tampa area before you received a call about his death?
Yes, we did observe posts on his social media where he was advertising his trip down to Tampa prior to him going in reference to him celebrating his birthday.
How do some of these rappers or even gang members actually tell people about their events or their appearances?
Social media.
And in this particular case, did you have an opportunity to see some flyers that were posted to Mr. Charles Jones' account?
Hi, Dave.
What is the street name for the account itself? Did he use his legal name or the moniker of Julio Foolio?
He used his rap name, Julio Foolio.
Hi, Christine.
I'm showing you what's been marked as 95B, 1 through 10, and 95.
Turnip says they are really putting every single cop that was involved with this case on the stand. Yeah, this is a trial by quantity. If they had anything remotely to do with this, we see them on the stand. Yeah, DM. Throwing spaghetti at the wall and hope something sticks.
C, 1 through 4.
So they go through that. Let's jump to cross-examination. He is looking at, social media.
Device, so I wouldn't suggest it was a full review of the download, but I did look at it.
Does the sheriff's office also,
No.
in viewing 95C previously, camera footage from the Airbnb, when you, on June 26th,
Why are my
Our
timestamps
commanding,
off?
Officer, my communication with Ramos was quite a bit. I don't
Recall finding anything noteworthy in that iCloud?
Not that I'm aware of.
Do you know if she even knows it?
The iCloud that is downloaded onto that device and where this image came from was from her iCloud, but activated on June 26th. It appeared that the user of this cell phone device was backing up their prior iCloud. So if you were to buy a new phone, you would transfer your data through your iCloud download. So it's transferring your contacts, a lot of your old media files. So I can't say for certain when this post or this image was captured originally, but due to the transfer of data on June 26th, that's why it's timestamped that way. So I can't say when it was captured.
All right. So essentially,
Jesus, I'm so sorry, folks.
died. Is that correct?
There was a tremendous
What gangs in Jacksonville?
21st Street and Rack.
7th of 2024.
Yes.
All right, let's
JSO
listen to cross-examination here.
All right, Detective Drabeck, you are the lead in JSO for this case. Is that correct?
I would say I helped the most, helping Tampa facilitate this case, yes.
You spoke to Detective Ramos from Tampa Police Department the most. Is that correct?
I'm not quite sure how much he spoke to the other detectives within our unit. I know it was significant. I know my communication with Ramos was quite a bit. I don't know how that pales in comparison to the others.
All right. Well, you gave Detective Ramos most of the information from JSO, right?
For the most part, yeah.
All right. And you are in charge of what gangs in Jacksonville?
21st Street and Rack Chasing Family.
All right. Are any of those two gangs associated with in any way ATK or 1200 or 6 Block?
No.
They're like completely separate.
Yes, sir.
All right. And did 6 Block have any other rival gangs outside of ATK and 1200?
I would say that those two were the most noteworthy.
Most noteworthy, but were there other rival gangs to 6 Block?
Not that I can think of.
All right. I want to move to a different topic. You said that there were celebratory posts from people in ATK maybe even 1,200 after Foolio
Hi,
died.
Derek.
Is that correct?
There was a tremendous amount of posts following his death.
A lot of people made posts celebrating the fact that Charles Jones was dead.
Yes.
A lot of people wanted him dead, apparently.
Yes.
All those people were not guilty of killing him, though. Is that correct?
No.
Alicia Andrews did not make any celebratory posts about Charles Jones' death. Is that correct?
Correct. Not that I'm aware of.
All right. Not that anyone is aware of, correct?
Yes, sir.
There's an exhibit that we're just looking at. It's 76, states 76. B. 5 through 7. I'm going to show you these one by one, starting with 5. This is a document. It says, you see at the top it says Cellbrite? Oh, hold on. You see at the top it says Cellbrite?
I see that, yes.
All right, and Cellbrite is a cell phone reader software. Is that correct?
Yeah, Cellbrite's an application investigators use to review cell phone extractions.
All right. And so this Cellbrite report here is an extraction of, or at least a portion of an extraction of Alicia's phone. Is that correct?
Yes.
And this little photo here, that's a photo of Julio, Charles Jones?
Yeah, so that's a thumbnail of what the data to the left is referencing.
All right. And this thumbnail, that thumbnail was created on June 26th.
I can't say yes or no to that.
Is that what the extraction says? That it was created on June 26th?
That's what the extraction
But you're not
notates.
sure if that's how, if that's the way to correctly read that or interpret that extraction.
Sure. The best way to describe this is that this is, from what we know, because the device was activated on June 26th, it appeared that the user of this cell phone device was backing up their prior iCloud. So if you were to buy a new phone, you would transfer your data through your iCloud download. So it's transferring your contacts, a lot of your old media files. So I can't say for certain when this post or this image was captured originally, but due to the transfer of data on June 26th, that's why it's timestamped that way. So I can't say when it was captured.
All right. So essentially, someone who had this device downloaded, I guess, their iCloud onto the device.
Yes.
And then, potentially, this thumbnail that you see of Julio Foolio came from that download. Potentially.
Yes.
So, we don't know when this picture of Julio Foolio was actually viewed and downloaded to the device or to the iCloud.
That's fair.
And this is the thumbnail, but a bigger picture of it.
Yeah.
Do you know if Alicia Andrews, so let me tell you, you don't know if Alicia Andrews accessed this photograph?
I can say that the device she possessed, the iCloud that is downloaded onto that device and where this image came from was from her iCloud, but specifically, did she personally view it? I can't say that.
You're aware that her boyfriend used to use her phone, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Another extraction, another thumbnail, you see that? This is 76B6.
Yep.
Same sort of thing, June 26th is the creation date, you see that?
Yes, sir.
All right. And this is the picture of, you said, red dot, right?
The gentleman to the right in that image is
I'll show you.
Torgon, ATK Red Dot.
Okay. And the fact that this photograph is in Alicia's phone, what relevance does that have to this case?
Well, Fat Zay to the left, he was in music videos with one of the defendants.
He was in a music video with one of the defendants?
Yeah, Isaiah Chance.
Oh, was he in a music video with Alicia Andrews?
No, you're just asking the significance. And then also ATK Red Dot, he just plays a role in a lot of the historical Jacksonville gang war.
All right. Do you have any communication between Red Dot and Alicia Andrews?
Not that I'm aware of.
Do you know if she even knows him?
I don't know that.
Do you know if she knows the bigger individual in the photograph? Alicia Andrews.
I don't know that.
Ta fucking da.
Another Cellbrite extraction report.
Why do they have a gang
All right,
unit
27, you see that thing?
investigator
And the
presenting
thumbnail there,
Celebrite?
Yes.
That thumbnail is of an individual named Spaz.
To the left, yes.
Spaz is on the left. Who's on the right? You know?
I believe that's Corbin.
Corbin,
I believe so, yeah.
another individual who died. This is,
Yeah.
that's the one that was that Charles Jones was rapping about being kidnapped and found in a field. His bones?
Yeah, it's the circumstances around his death. Yeah.
And you know if Alicia Andrews knew either of those two individuals?
I don't know that, no.
But that's what was pulled from her phone, those 3 thumbnails, correct?
Yeah.
You also mentioned that you got the iCloud return for Alicia Andrews, is that correct?
Yeah.
And what I mean when I say iCloud return, or when you received the iCloud return, that's everything that was in Alicia Andrews' iCloud. You got a copy of it.
It was provided, yes.
All right, like over 100 gigabytes worth of data.
I don't recall how large the data was.
All right, but it was a large file.
I don't recall.
You remember it took a long time to download?
I don't remember.
All right. And you don't recall finding anything noteworthy in that iCloud.
No, those data files were provided to the Tampa Police Department for review.
All right, so you didn't look at them at all.
No.
You searched, or at least you were involved in the search of a few different homes. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you actually search, or were you present during the search warrant of Sean Gathwright's home?
I was present when we made contact with his mother. I read the search warrant to her, but I was not present during the actual search of his home.
Where was his mother when you read the search warrant to her?
Outside of the house.
And you read the search warrant to her before the search?
So it was previously discussed. We were facilitating 2 search warrants at the same time, one at Isaiah Chance's house and also one at Sean Gathwright's house. Once both scenes were secured, I went to Sean Gathwright's house, made contact with his mother because I had previously met her before, so I had a rapport with her. I read the search warrant to her, which is a common practice we do before we enter someone's home. And then upon reading her the search warrant, I...
Wait. Didn't you say you secured both places and then you went to the other house and then you read the warrant?
For lack of better terms, passed off that search warrant to other detectives, and then I traveled back to Isaiah Chance's home to help facilitate the search of his house.
Okay, so you searched Isaiah Chance's home, but not Sean Gathwright's home?
Yes.
All right. Who actually searched, which detective searched Sean Gathwright's home?
The affiant, Detective Parker.
So he'd be the one to ask about where the items inside the home were found?
Or the crime scene detectives.
All right. Do you know if the firearms in Sean Gathwright's house, the ones that were in the rifle, that were in the safe, do you know if those were found in his mother's room?
I was informed that the safe was his mother's room.
So the rifles and the shotgun, those are in his mother's room?
Correct, in the safe.
His mother is former military.
She is.
She also had access to a bunch of ammunition, is that correct?
So, remember all the guns and all the things that we saw in prior testimony were found in his mother's room, an ex-military. But they paraded around those guns. That belonged to his mom, it seems. Isn't that strange?
I did learn that there was an abundance of ammunition inside of their home.
All right, so
Who's to say
arsenal
what's an abundance?
of weapons and ammunition that were found in Sean Gathwright's home, were you ever able to determine what actually belonged to Sean Gathwright from what belongs to his mother?
No.
But surely, out of all the pictures, you've seen the pictures from
Yes.
the search warrant, correct?
Yes, sir, I have.
So out of all the pictures, you're not able to say what actually belonged to Sean Gathwright
No.
and what belonged to his mother.
Correct.
And Alicia Andrews' home, that was never searched, correct?
Correct.
All right. Why not?
Well, law enforcement is held to a standard of having probable cause in order to search a home. Absent having probable cause to apply for a search warrant that would then be signed by a judge, you would simply ask for consent to search a home. I do not believe that probable cause ever existed to search the residence of Alicia Andrews.
So there was never even probable cause to search Alicia Andrews' home?
As far as I'm aware, no.
All right, not even till this day?
Correct.
Wow, that's a revelation. Up to this day, there's not been a probable cause to search Alicia Andrews' home. And here we are, in a trial where she is charged with murder and conspiracy, and no probable cause to search her home. Are you shitting me? Are you absolutely bullshitting me here? So, there's not enough evidence to search her home. So why was there enough for an arrest warrant? Isn't that really, really? This is guilt by association. And
You mentioned on direct in October 2023 shooting of Charles Jones, correct?
Yes.
An attempt at his life,
Correct.
and that crime has gone unsolved.
Yes, there's been no arrest on that case.
All right. And there's also no probable cause to arrest anyone for that case at this point,
Correct.
2 years later.
Yep.
Certainly, Alicia Andrews is not a suspect in that shooting, correct?
Not that I'm aware of.
Do you have any indication that she even knows about that shooting?
I don't.
Do you know of a woman named Aaliyah Albritton?
Yes.
One second.
this was a revelation.
States Exhibit 84C. Now, you're not the gang detective for ATK, is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Well, do you know who Youngin Ace is?
Yes.
All right. That would be this individual here,
Yes.
the so-called leader of ATK?
I don't know if he's the leader, but he's certainly the more well-known.
prominent?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, you're aware of his brother, this Trayvon Bullard?
Yes, sir.
Nickname is Quan Quan?
Yep. 2 times.
All right. And Trayvon Bullard, Quan Quan, 2 times, he dated at one point Aaliyah Albritton, correct?
I was made aware of that. Yes.
All right. And Trayvon was killed. Do you know who killed him?
There's been rumors, but no one's been arrested.
All right. No one's been arrested, but 6 Block takes credit for the killing. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And Charles Jones himself rapped about Trayvon's killing
Yes.
and has made disrespectful music towards the death of Trayvon. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And did you speak, by any chance, did you speak to Aaliyah in this case?
No, sir.
All right. When you were investigating, you were aware that Aaliyah was with Charles Jones when he was shot and killed?
Yeah.
All right. And that was despite the fact that Aaliyah dated someone that Charles Jones rapped about killing.
Okay.
You're aware of that?
Yeah.
All right. Did you investigate Aaliyah for any potential motive for killing Charles Jones in this case?
That is a fair question. You're using the term investigating. This homicide occurred in Hillsborough County, right? So the duties of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office gang unit specifically was to assist Tampa Police Department in their investigation. At no point, were we referencing Aaliyah Albritton for an interview. So no, she was not talked to on our behalf.
So fair question, fair answer. You are in Jacksonville. This murder happened in Tampa, right?
Yes.
So you're not responsible for any investigation really in Tampa, is what you're saying?
The legal jurisdiction of a homicide occurring in Hillsborough County has no implications for law enforcement in Duval County.
But just in the simple terms, you're not responsible for the investigation in Tampa.
No.
That's Detective Ramos.
Correct.
Another individual, he's the lead.
Right. He's employed in Hillsborough County.
Understood. All right, so Alicia has an iCloud and
Miss
a phone.
Andrews.
2 different things.
Miss Andrews.
Sorry, Miss Andrews has an iCloud and a phone. 2 different devices that would provide 2 different extractions. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And you also, in addition to the iCloud, you reviewed Alicia Andrews' phone, correct?
Portions of it.
Portions. All right. In the portions that you reviewed, there's no agreement in the phone that shows Alicia Andrews agreed to kill Charles Jones?
No.
No message showing that she's involved in some conspiracy to kill Charles Jones?
No.
No indication that Alicia Andrews knew Davion or Rashad Murphy prior to the killing of Charles Jones?
Not from her device.
And nothing in her device that would show or indicate that she had any sort of relationship with Sean Gathright prior to the murder of Charles Jones, correct?
Correct.
You listened to several jail calls in this case, right?
I spend a large amount of my time on jail calls
How many jail calls do you think you listened to?
over the course of my career.
No, just in this case.
As DM says, fairly certain there is something in that really old document about hanging out with whomever you choose or something. Yeah. It's not illegal to be a part of a gang. But when they commit crime, they can use the gang as an enhancement to whatever they do, even RICO. And here they don't even have gang charges against her because there's no evidence she was even affiliated with the gang other than having a boyfriend that was associated with the gang.
I would estimate 50 to 100.
All right. And you began listening to those jail calls in the early stages of the investigation, correct?
Yes, sir.
To try to figure out maybe if there's someone in jail talking about who killed Charles Jones.
Yes.
You did get some information pertinent to this case through listening to the jail calls, correct?
Yes.
All right. That information led you to Isaiah Chance.
It was just another piece of evidence. I don't know if that led me to him, but
Well, there was some evidence from the jail calls that you uncovered that made you believe that Isaiah Chance might be a suspect, correct?
yes.
All right. But never anything in the jail calls that led you to believe that Alicia Andrews was a suspect, right?
Correct.
No mention of Alicia Andrews in any of the calls?
None.
This is very revealing.
You've watched several music videos with all this gang activity back and forth?
Yes, sir.
Alicia Andrews is not in any of those videos, correct?
Correct.
She's not seen holding any weapons in any of these videos?
Right.
She's not seen throwing up any gang signs in any of these videos?
I already said she's not in the videos.
All right. She doesn't have any photographs online, throwing up any gang signs, correct?
Correct.
Alicia Andrews is not a documented gang member, is that correct?
Right.
She's also not even a gang associate, correct?
Correct.
No further questions.
Okay, redirect.
Very briefly, Your Honor. You were asked about some jail calls that you reviewed in Duval County. Were those jail calls that occurred immediately after the death of Charles Jones?
Yes.
And were those jail calls between gang members or their family members identifying Gutazay or Isaiah Chance as the person who committed the murder?
Yes.
Were any of those jail calls with Isaiah Chance or Gutazay talking about committing the murder?
Like how he committed it?
No, specifically to Isaiah Chance. Made to Isaiah Chance, or were they made between other gang members?
Other parties?
Specifically.
So they don't have Mr. Chance saying anything about being involved. They have other people saying he was involved. All of a sudden, the connection to Alicia is even more vague.
As it relates to the search warrant executed on Sean Gathwright's residence, you were asked about the safe in the mother's room.
Okay.
Did you also intercept a jail call as it relates to the safe that was located in the house?
Say that again?
Did you locate a call that was made by Sean Gathwright to his mother about a safe located in the house?
It was Isaiah Chance.
To Sean Gathwright's mother?
There was a jail call following a search warrant between Isaiah Chance and his mother.
And what was the nature of the call? What were they talking about?
He was inquiring if the law enforcement had found something, and she told them on the phone that we had not. So we went back out there to search again.
And pursuant to the details of that call, was the item that was described located in that location still?
No.
You were asked about the contents of Miss Andrews' physical device. That is the download.
What do you mean, still? You didn't find it then? You didn't find it now? Maybe it was never there.
For which you had access and could review. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is it also correct that that device was active for less than 24 hours?
Yes.
So from the time that that device was turned on for the first time and the time that it was seized by law enforcement was less than 24-hour period?
Yes.
And that would have been between June 26th and June 27th?
Correct.
Now, you are not able to date, based on the impound of the items that were collected and the upload of the iCloud, you are not able to date most of those photos because they would just reflect the date that the iCloud is downloaded to that device, correct?
That's correct.
Are you at least able to date the image that depicted the reel from Mr. Jones's Instagram account based on the records from Instagram and publishing states 95C 3?
So we do know that that post was made to his account in February of 2024.
So at some time between February of 2024 and when that phone was impounded in June of 2024, that item was preserved or saved to the device.
Yes.
You were asked about probable cause to search the residences associated to this case. Was there sufficient evidence by way of cell site data that put the devices at both Sean Gathright and Isaiah Chancer's residence, as well as video footage that put all of the suspects or some of the suspects at those locations?
Yes.
Did that assist in allowing you to get probable cause for those locations?
Yes.
Was there direct evidence that the defendants in this case had been to Ms. Andrews' residence for you to apply for a search warrant of that residence?
No.
And when you...
So nobody of these guys that are charged were found near her residence. And nobody talked about Alicia Andrews. Nobody said, oh, she has to be brought into this because she's a criminal mastermind. Not a single, nothing points to her involvement other than she drove to Tampa with them as a passenger. She hung out with her boyfriend. And then her phone, according to cell tower pinging or whatever's, she was close to the scene. But there's no footage of Alicia Andrews at the crime scene. None.
You specifically indicate that you had been to SeanGathright's residence. Have you had an opportunity to review the surveillance footage, which is depicted in State's Exhibit number 98 from the security footage at SeanGathright's residence?
I've seen those videos, yes.
Are you familiar with the security cameras that are affixed to the outside of his residence?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you familiar with that Victoria Lakes address at his home?
Yes.
Is that residence located within Duval County?
Yes.
One moment, Your Honor.
All
So part
right.
of your review of the video surveillance from SeanGathright's residence, are you able to say that it fairly and accurately represents the exterior of that home?
Yes.
And lastly, from your involvement in this case with the execution of the search warrants as well as the work of the crime scene detectives and other officers from JSO, have your contacts with Mrs. Andrews always been at Mr. Chance's residence as it related to this case? So for the execution of the search warrant, the impounding of the devices, et cetera.
Yeah.
Did any of those contacts happen at Mrs. Andrews' residence, which would allow for a potential for probable cause to search there?
No.
So nothing points to this being orchestrated by Alicia Andrews. Folks, if you're this criminal mastermind, or not so criminal mastermind as these four individuals are, who've been caught on damn every camera known to man, how come there's no trace in anybody's phone about, hey, this is how we lay it up, hey, we need to stalk him, hey, where he's going? Nothing. Nothing!
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, may this witness be excused? Subject potentially to recall, I don't know.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, thank you. You're free to go.
Thank you.
All right, so members of the jury, we worked a little late, but as you can see, when we get a witness on the stand, we try and wrap it up. So we will be in recess overnight, and just remember my previous admonitions, don't read, watch, listen to any news.
Yeah, okay. That was the end of that. With this witness, the case against Alicia Andrews, in my opinion, actually got worse. I don't know how that is possible. I don't, for the life of me,
You cannot talk to any.
I can't for the life of me understand It's just seriously. Seriously. But let's see. Day 5. Now we are very, very far behind, so I will try to speed it up more. So here's day 5.
Sir, the blinking lights that were occurring at the end of the video, what was that?
That was a car alarm that went off in the general area where the Tesla was parked that captured the
Hold on.
saw 3 figures come from.
I don't know
behind
why
Impala
law
and
and
go towards the front of the hotel. And
crime
this is the
shows
aftermath as
to-
they're running out.
And note what is the time on the timestamp?
Yeah, 4:37:30, so it would have been around 4:38, almost 4:39.
What are we?
So we are back with I don't know who this specific witness is, because they didn't start the stream apparently until now.
See now?
This is the aftermath of after the shooting, after Xavier Everett just drove north through the parking lot. We see the Impala pulling out of the spot and leaving at this moment.
Which is probably good evidence against the 4 others. What about Alicia Andrews? And this we have already seen.
The Tesla video as well as the Home to Suites video.
I did.
Was there also a video that was
And then they had a break.
95A? The rest is introduced into evidence states exhibit to this investigation from that poll cam.
All right. This is the lead detective, by the way. I don't. Let me check here so that I don't have it cut up into 2 different. Dun dun dun. No. This is the lead detective. This is who is going to tie it all together. This is the person who was in charge of evidence getting where it's supposed to be. This is the guy who did all the things. All the things.
Asked you about a poll cam on USF, the University of South Florida property. Did you obtain video footage in relation to this investigation from that poll cam?
I did.
Where is that poll cam located?
It's located at the
All right, Dawn, it seems like they skipped the entire morning. Or that is the morning stream is taken down. Ugh. That is why we are looking at him now. Hold on while I check something. Dun dun dun. Why do they do this? Why is... Darn it. What's going on here? Hold on while I check something. What was the name of that other stream? That other channel? Hold on while I check here. Dun, dun, dun. Trial trackers. Oh no, they stopped after day 3. Oh crap. Okay, so what went on in the morning was that they paraded around guns. They showed the tool mark or the forensic gun woman who examined the guns found. And as it appears that there is very limited between the casings found at the scene and the guns retrieved at the home. So, which came up in cross-examination. But for some fucked up reason, they decide, yeah, so it's been taken down. I don't know why. Let's see here. Oh, let's see here. If I can find it. Hold on. Hold it. Let me show it to you. So, all right, found it. Here is the gun parade.
What caliber class does the 300 Blackout fall into?
It falls into the 30 caliber class.
All right, so we're going to move on to your item 8. That would be States 56. If I can have the witness step down, Your Honor.
So, this is the gun parade.
You want to wear gloves?
Yeah, I don't remember her name. Let's hope they mention it so I can change the banner.
I'm going to hand this to you, your item 8. And again, this is going to be,
The firearm is clear.
okay, you've cleared it and checked it?
I just said yes.
Okay. That's going to be the Black Forge 5.56 NATO caliber auto-loading rifle, semi-automatic rifle.
This is semi, yes.
Okay. So I want to ask you, first of all, semi-automatic, what is
push it back forward to
And-
replace the full carrier group.
Ooh, gun! Ooh, gun!
Does this weapon have a laboratory
Ooh,
magazine?
gun. So let's skip to...
Does the .223 Remington caliber fall within that black
And,
box?
ooh,
To
ammunition.
determine, I guess, what you were testifying to, you were able to casings and cartridges to figure.
In FDLE number 7688 by the Tampa Police. NATO.
9.
Yeah.
The item.
So item 1 point.
All right. Cross-examination.
Accurate, using different casings and cartridges. All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So you, in this case, at least, you're responsible, or were responsible for analyzing different casings and cartridges to figure out whether there was any match to any other case. Is that accurate?
Correct. I was asked to do the microscopic comparisons of the submitted evidence.
All right. In your work at FDLE, do you do any other types of analysis?
Meaning in a different discipline or within firearms?
Within, like DNA analysis, fingerprint analysis, anything like that?
No, I only do firearms.
Okay. So you wouldn't be the person to ask about whether there was any DNA or fingerprints on any of these weapons or the cartridges or anything like that?
No, sir.
All right, that's somebody else in your department or in your office?
Yeah, there's other sections that would do whether DNA or fingerprints was present.
All right. So you're just trying to determine whether the evidence that you recovered, not that you recovered, that was given to you, that was submitted to you, actually matches some other evidence out there in the world.
Yes, I'm just trying to determine if, these cartridge cases came from the same firearm and or the submitted firearm or not, and same for projectiles.
Okay. And you were able to determine, I guess what you were testifying to, you were able to determine that these two firearms, these rifles here, that these two rifles that were found in Sean Gathrigh's house, they were used in some other October 7th, 2023 shooting?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
These two rifles, what are they connected to?
So I concluded that, sorry, let me refer to my notes.
Yes. What did you conclude?
That the,
Judge, I would object to the question is phrased. What are they connected to is vague.
I'm going to sustain the objection, rephrase.
What is the purpose of these, of showing these rifles to the jury?
Objection.
Sustain the objection. Sustain the objection.
What is the purpose of showing why there's a safety on this firearm, on these rifles?
Sustain the objection.
I don't even know what the objection is at this point. There's no legal basis. It's just an objection.
Objection to the speaking.
It's irrelevant and it's improper question.
It was elicited in front of the jury.
Mr. McClellan, I'm not going to argue with you. If I allow the witness to testify, then that makes it relevant and material. Okay?
And if it's relevant, then I should be able to cross-examine on it.
I'm going to sustain
Can we
the-
come sidebar?
Jury.
No, no.
So I can't argue. I can't come
Objection.
sidebar.
Mr.
This is
McClymond,
improper for him to do
please
this in front of the
stop.
jury, Your Honor.
It's improper,
It's disrespectful, too.
I asked to come sidebar.
and the answer is no, we don't need to sidebar it. If the witness was permitted to testify something, that makes it relevant and admissible.
I'm not arguing that, Judge. I just want to talk to her about what she testified to.
Listen, I've sustained the objection. Ask your next question.
Why not just have this at the sidebar, Your Honor? If there are speaking objections on both sides, get them up to sidebar. Judge, come on. But yeah, the defense is a little cheeky here, because I think they are trying to prove a point here that she's testifying about the gun and the functions of the gun. Why aren't he allowed to cross-examine on that information?
These rifles that you were displaying earlier, they fire certain bullets.
yes, they're chambered to fire a specific caliber.
The caliber is what?
So of the item 8 rifle, it is chambered to fire 5.56 NATO caliber cartridges. And the item 8, which is the Anderson, is chambered to fire 300 blackout.
All right. The 300 blackout bullets are in which firearm? You said item which one?
The 300 blackout is FDLE item 9.
Is that the one with or without the breast catcher?
I believe that's the one with the brass catcher.
With the brass catcher rifle.
Yeah, the static noise is from the stream. It's not due to anything I can do.
And then the 5.56 bullets are fired through the rifle here that does not have a brass catcher. Is that correct?
Yes.
Just to try to make it simple.
Yeah, where's the catcher? Where's the thing that was seen on the guns at the scene, where is that on this gun?
In this shooting, the one for Charles Jones on June 23rd of in that shooting.
Ooh, I don't know which case you're referring to. I have
Well,
many reports.
There's only one June 23rd shooting for this case, right?
Okay, so this case. Sorry, I apologize, sir.
So in this case, the one that we're here for today, the one that Alicia Andrews is on trial for.
Objection, Your Honor. Inappropriate phrasing.
So go ahead and just answer the question if you can.
In this case, are these rifles connected to the shooting? In this case,
Vagueness.
Rephrase your question.
were these rifles used in this shooting?
So I determined that the projectiles I received, items 1 and 4 in this case, were inconclusive to the item 8 rifle, which is the 5.56 rifle, meaning I didn't have enough detail to say whether or not it was ID'd to that firearm or not.
Okay, that's for that one rifle. The one.
Correct.
Now, what about the other rifle?
For that rifle, I was able to ID it to a projectile in one of my cross-reference cases.
But not in this case.
No.
No further questions.
The cross references between the cartridges and the bullets and the guns are not to this case. Not to this case. Where's the fucking evidence, prosecutor?
Redirect?
So going to counsel's question about whether that rifle was utilized in this case, you didn't have enough evidence to make that determination, correct?
Yeah, based on the evidence I received, I had the 2 bullets that were inconclusive to the 1 rifle, and the 2 no value items, and then the 1 item was eliminated based on class difference, but that's all the evidence I received in this case.
The one item, the one rifle was eliminated.
The item 1 fired bullet jacket was eliminated to the item 9 rifle.
The blackout, the 300 blackout.
That is correct.
Okay. As to the other rifle, the 2 jacketed projectiles you had, you did not have enough, but all of the class characteristics met up, correct?
Objection, leaving. Counsel's testifying.
I can rephrase. Did all the class characteristics line up?
Do you know what class characteristics are? That gun can fire this type of bullet. That's class characteristics. That's just another way of saying this gun can fire the same type of bullet. This and literally hundreds of thousands of other guns, if not millions, can fire that type of cartridge, that type of ammo. That's all they have.
Yes, the class characteristics were the same between the items 1, 4, and that rifle.
So you can't say if it was used or not.
Correct.
It's possible it was.
That is a possibility.
Overruled. Overruled.
That is clear speculation. Clear speculation.
Okay, thank you. May this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. All right, it's a little bit late. We'll take our morning.
Imagine you can't even get shit science to point towards Alicia Andrews. Not even shit fake science as tool mark analysis can point. They can't even point the guns they paraded around to this shooting. And all of a sudden, the state's case against the other 4 became a little weaker. Yeah, I know, Turnips. The jury will hear that and think it sounds impressive. Yeah. And as M169 says, how do you convict on it's possible? Hey, Gigi, good to have you here. Thank you. Yes, please. Feed the Swede. If you think my content is worth a few bucks, for me to keep this show running, you can choose PayPal, you can choose Buy Me a Coffee, you can choose Super Chats or gifted memberships. What I do ask of you is, if you don't have, don't give. If you want to support me but don't have the means, watch my videos, press the like, and subscribe.
Break, even though it's getting close to lunchtime, so take about 5 minutes and we'll be back.
We have the proposed actions and the original, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. All right, Ms. White, are you arguing this
Yes,
issue?
Your Honor. So we obviously review our objections and just honestly just highlight a couple things about the fact that this is just character evidence. Specifically, there's conversations where Ms. Andrews is saying, I won't do this to you, I wouldn't do that to you. And that's kind of what this goes back and forth. Any conversation that is, I believe maybe what the state is suggesting is related to gangs is not on behalf of Ms. Andrews. It's on behalf of someone else who, again, is not charged in this case. And outside of being alleged to have been a gang member, is not connected to this case at all, specifically these charges. So we object again based on that information. But if the court is going to allow it in, we believe for context purposes, everything should come in. Everything about the romance and I just want to be a good person and I don't want to be involved in this, all that information should come in before the jury as well, even though we believe it's not relevant.
Okay.
It's proper character evidence.
So, sounds like they want the whole thing to come in.
Okay,
You don't want to.
No, I know, absent your objections, but if you're forced to choose between a redacted version or a complete version, you would opt for complete, correct?
Correct. We don't believe that the state should be allowed to cherry pick information.
Well, they weren't cherry picking, they were doing what I asked them to do.
Well, I mean, as far as the redaction,
Right.
they shouldn't be allowed to place only into evidence the information that appears to be negative towards Ms. Andrews.
Sure, okay, so then I'll overrule the objection, the whole thing can come in.
Your Honor, I just need a few seconds to run outside and let the witness know about that.
Sure.
Back. But if we can please, if there's any objection to the other items, address that first.
Okay, what
Yes.
other item?
So there is a 75C12.
Okay,
I don't know if you want to write it down.
Through
or you just
16.
want- Through 16.
That are being added, Your Honor.
wait, 75, C,
12
12, and 13.
through 16.
12 through 16, okay, what are these?
Yeah, this seems to be information where the state is cherry picking what sounds bad for the defendant. Now, the defense wants it thrown out. That's not going to happen, according to the judge. And then rule of completeness. Then everything, good and bad, should be shown. So out of two bad things, yeah.
Would y'all want to hear from the defense first?
Well, State, just tell me what they are, and then I'll hear what the objection is.
Additional instructions from Ms. Andrews' devices.
Okay. And what?
Okay, skipping ahead.
Between evidence by the state to, I don't know, I guess the argument is that alleged that she has knowledge, and I just don't know how far this is going to go, Your Honor.
Well, I don't know. I'm guessing. I'll let the state answer, but it's something to do with the alleged gang sign. Is that what this is
That is
relevant
correct, Your
to?
Honor, and the date at which that photo was taken or was retrieved from Ms. Andrews' device as having been captured on that device predates when she gave her statement of when she knew this co-defendant, Mr. Chance, and several questions were asked on cross-examination yesterday regarding whether they knew whether Ms. Andrews had the phone when the photos or screenshots were taken that were introduced versus her co-defendant. These would have been before the co-defendant's involvement.
I don't think that's an accurate characterization of what we were asking. There were specific photos that the state was referencing, and the question was whether or not that witness could testify as to whether Ms. Andrews had the phone at the time those screenshots were taken. So it's not about every phone that was backed up, every picture that was backed up on her iCloud device. That's not what the question was about. There were, I believe, 3 specific photos that we asked the question about whether or not that witness could say Ms. Andrews took these screenshots or she was the person who did it.
Well, Detective Grayback, he was questioned about is the phone, I guess her phone, I don't know, I heard this, that it disappeared, was no longer available, something along those lines.
That device has not ever been recovered.
Never been recovered. So then she gets a new phone on, I think it was June the 26th, correct? And then the download happens on the 26th, correct?
Correct, from iCloud to
From
device.
iCloud.
Which is
Did
the
the
device
new-
that disappeared, Your Honor. This would have been information that would, the iCloud was taken.
Right.
So, yeah.
Detective Grayback was questioned about his knowledge and if he knew who downloaded those photos originally and when they would have been downloaded. And there were specific questions on cross-examination noting the date of June the 26th, and definitely the implication was, and I think actually Mr. McLymut asked the detective if he knew if there was any evidence that Ms. Andrews at times lent her phone to Mr. Chance.
That was asked.
That was
Correct,
asked.
Which has been testified to by the state's witnesses. That's a known fact.
Okay.
Nobody's disputing that. It was the state who implied that because she only had the phone for a day or so, that somehow that meant information was missing, even though they have the entire iCloud with 370,000 different artifacts. So I guess the implication was that there was some information missing. The point is, the information is from the iCloud, it's not the device. I can throw my phone in the river and download my entire iCloud and get the exact same things on my new iPhone that I had on my old iPhone. But the bigger issue is the questions that were asked specifically about the photos that were attempted to be entered into evidence yesterday. They were not about every photo that exists in her iCloud. But I think the even bigger issue is, Your Honor, where does this end? At what point are they not allowed to just keep introducing irrelevant information about, the 50 different gang members that she lives, within a 5-mile radius of that she's come across? They can't even tell us who this person is. They won't even be able to establish who that person is. Whether or not she slapped them in the face and said, "Why did you throw that sign up?" They can't. None of that matters, though. It's not relevant to the allegations in this case. This is becoming a please find her guilty because she knows gang members case. 70% of what we discussed about Ms. Andrews is about who she knows and not how she's connected to this murder. And at some point, it has to stop, Your Honor.
Okay, let me take a look at the other ones real quick. So that is C12, C13. It looks like these are photographs again.
It's actually a video, but there's only one still from the video. If Your Honor can see the last page is the still from the video.
Right,
Extracted.
okay. And what's the significance of that?
The individual depicted in this image is the individual that Ms. Andrews is messaging with from the messages that we've just looked at that the state was providing potential redactions to. He is a member of the opposing group, and those messages are pretty clear as to what it relates to their conversation. This is them in a relationship prior to her involvement with ATK and 1200 members.
So is this the K Shorty, or is this someone?
This is
This is
K
K Shorty. Okay.
And if I recall, Your Honor, I believe the point of that this entire text thread was not to show that they were in a relationship, to show that she acknowledged that he had some sort of gang involvement. And if that's the case, why does this photo matter? Other than to show the jury that she's cozying up with gang members. That is the entire point of all of these exhibits, Your Honor.
Well, but then she's taking photos and saving them to her phone of herself with gang members making gang signs.
My response to that is so what? Why does that matter to you?
Yeah. The opening of the door that the prosecution is claiming is that the defense have asked the question, has she, as in Alicia Andrews, been seen throwing gang signs? Here, apparently, because of this, the prosecution argues, well, she's been seen on photos with other people throwing some type of gang signs. And so, no, I don't think that the door is opened.
Well, to me, it seems like it goes to the weight the jury is supposed to give as opposed to admissibility.
But it's the weight of what, Your Honor?
Okay, first of all, you guys stood up in opening statement, okay? And you told this jury, and there is no evidence she's a gang member. That she's associated with a gang member.
It's not just, it's further than that, Your Honor.
I'm not done. So you get up in opening statement and you say, this was just a romantic getaway. She thought she was going with her boyfriend.
Oh, watch your tone,
She didn't know
Your
any
Honor.
of these individuals involved. She had no idea that this was going to be a gang-related anything. That's what you told this jury in opening statement.
Yeah, specifically that she didn't know the individuals involved in this murder.
Okay.
And they haven't shown you any evidence of that.
yeah,
They're
but-
going on a rampage about 50 people that are not involved in this case. We did not say that she didn't know any gang members. What we said was that she did not know Davion Murphy, Rashad Murphy. We haven't heard anything about that. We heard Sean Gathrine's grandma testify. I've never seen her before. There's no evidence even that they even have a relationship outside of her knowing who she was. But again, Your Honor, what does that have to do with this murder? I'm sorry, counsel is like talking sideways in my ear. It's very distracting.
Okay. All right, let's look at the next one, which is C14. And what is this?
This is a screenshot of J. Breezy's music video that was also saved to the device in 2019. There were some indications regarding the earlier, screen shares or whatever, or screenshots
Judge
that
is
the
being
gang detectives talked about.
very
But most
disrespectful
importantly,
for
J.
the
Breezy is linked to this
against the
case as having
defense here.
provided payment to Ms. Andrews' boyfriend. Ms. Andrews had obviously testified in her interview, and we expected to come out in testimony that she was not with that boyfriend at this time, putting her having knowledge of this individual at the time of at least this screenshot, which would have been back in 2019. He's the one who provided payment to Mr. Chance for the Airbnb before Mr. Chance provides payment for the Airbnb to stay.
And why is this not discussed? This is day fucking 5. Why is this not? Has this not been discussed until now?
Sorry, so this is a screenshot of, I didn't see which one it was. This is a screenshot of a music video.
Yes. So I'm going to sustain the objection as to C14. Okay? All right, let's move on to the next one, C15.
15 and 16 are both screenshots from what was discussed by the detectives yesterday relating to the cell phone evidence that they had seen or observed with this defendant's communication with ATK Keeks or Marquise Wharton.
And what is it? What is it I'm looking at? Exactly?
These are both 15 and 16 are screenshots that were saved to Ms. Andrews' device. And it is an Instagram chat, so when you open up your messages on Instagram, it is the chain of the messages. These messages depict her messages with an ATK Keeks, which has been identified as Marquise Wharton.
And these are from 2020?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
She was in.
So at this time, I'm going to sustain the objection as to these. Now, they may become relevant at some point. Let's see what the testimony is. And I'm going to overrule the objection as to 75C12 and 75C13. Okay?
And Your Honor, I just, so that's not that when the jury comes in, we also, like I said, don't believe they'll even be able to give testimony as to who those individuals are. And let me confirm, you allotted, was it 13?
The screenshots that show Ms. Andrews with the other individuals as direct evidence of her knowledge.
Yeah, and so that we can avoid any potential argument. If the argument is authentication, these items were obtained from the device download that was obtained.
From 2020. And we don't know the circumstances. Hey, I was at the club. Hey, snap, snap. Hey, snap, snap. Hey, snap, snap. What's the actual evidence they knew each other? Except she was taking pictures with a bunch of people.
Pursuant to a search warrant from law enforcement for the device. So I'm not sure what the legal objection is, but
I mean, there's a lot of legal objections, but the biggest one is that in order for these, I guess, to become, I don't think, relevant, but who's going to establish who these individuals are? Just because they're in her phone and they got, a certification of business records.
I don't know
that.
I know the state. I know the state has to. Okay, so we'll see. All right.
maybe 60 seconds, Your Honor, to update the witness.
Sure.
In my opinion, these should not have been admitted, because they're only admitted because the defense asked the gang expert that we listened to prior, have you ever seen Alicia Andrews throw gang signs? Answer is no. Here's the prosecution going to show pictures of Alicia Andrews with other people throwing gang signs, and then they convolute it into she knew gang members. Yeah, we know that. Yeah. The state's case is she's been seen with people, therefore she's guilty. That's their entire case. Skip ahead.
Okay, let's bring in our jury. Okay, very good. Welcome back, and state clerk next witness.
The state would call Detective Benjamin Bors.
Detective Benjamin Bors?
Do you swear to affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir. Would you state your full name for the jury?
It's Detective Benjamin Bors.
Where are you? Oh, I apologize.
Last name is spelled B-O-R-S.
Where are you currently employed?
The City of Tampa Police Department
And how long have you been employed with the Tampa Police Department?
since 2010.
What is the current assignment that you serve in or at TPD?
I am currently assigned to the Cybercrimes Unit
And how long have you been in the Cybercrimes Unit?
since 2016.
Okay.
In that time, tell me what some of your day-to-day...
This is the important witness. Cyber. Okay? What are the what actual evidence do you have?
These are.
So when I originally started in the cybercrimes unit, it was more focused on internet crimes against children, which is a task force, and then that evolved into digital forensics to help assist those cases, and eventually the cybercrimes unit now includes digital forensics and internet crimes against children. So my responsibility is probably 50-50 on both now.
What training and experience do you have in the area of actually analyzing these types of evidence?
So I've taken multiple classes with NW3C, which is the National White Collar Crimes, and then individually for like specific tools. Main one being Celebrite, where I've completed the physical operator and analysis, certified forensic repair technician, and then with Axiom, I've done multiple classes for computers and then cloud extractions, and then also received certifications with IASIS, which is more specific on Windows computers, and then the forensics of going through the deep artifacts of the devices.
Okay, so I'm going to break down a couple of those things. You mentioned something called Axiom and something called Celebrite. What are those?
Those are what I refer to as analytic tools, which you can, one part of their tool gets the extraction from the devices, and then they also sell another tool that actually parses out the extractions into something you can view.
How is it that you're able to use those programs to analyze, for example, a return instead of a physical device?
So again, it's a tool. So if we get a return from, like in this case, an Apple, you ask for the Apple Cloud backup through a search warrant or consent, and then they'll give you back typically what's a zip file or multiple zip files, where if someone's Apple iPhone, they've decided to back up different things such as like contacts, messages, pictures, all different categories. When they back that up, it goes to Apple, then Apple gives that to us on whichever legal authority we choose. And then typically those companies give it back in the same format every time. So then these third-party companies, Axiom or Celebrite, know what that format is, and then they write the software to then parse it out to where we can then view it.
Is it safe to say it's kind of like taking the file and dropping it into the program as an ability for you to read it instead of a bunch of code?
Correct. It's more in zip files, and then maybe it could be in JSON files or Excel spreadsheets, and it basically just pulls it out into something to where you would view it the same. So where a text message, when you typically look at it on your phone, it's kind of in order, and there might be a color associated with sender and receiver. These tools kind of do the same thing and puts it more into a format that you're used to seeing it in versus just in a bunch of lines.
In the format that you're able to see the information once it's actually uploaded, do you have categories that you can click on to look at specific types of information?
Correct. These programs, being Axiom or Celebrite, they decide what categories they're going to categorize the artifacts into. Excuse me. And yes, so you'll see messages, photographs, videos, things like that.
And are you familiar with the process of backing up your device to the cloud or to iCloud?
Yes.
Are you able to select certain items to back up, or are you required to back up the entire device?
You can choose to back up individual things, or none of it, or all of it.
So you could choose contacts and photos and nothing else?
Yes.
And are you able to tell us, did you have some involvement in the investigation, in this investigation as it relates to the homicide of Charles Jones?
Yes.
Were you tasked with reviewing some either returns or Celebrite Axiom reports from some devices or returns in this case?
Yes.
I want to start first with whether you received a return from Apple iCloud in this case.
Yes.
Did you receive more than one?
Yes.
Would the first return that you received for analysis from Apple iCloud be alicia.andrews03@yahoo.com, or one of them?
Yes, that sounds familiar.
And did you also receive...
Yeah, I was muted. Yeah. Celebrite changed tools or updated tools in 2024 because you remember the Canton retrial. It showed a 2:27 a.m. search, and then they changed the tool which removed that one. So yeah, Celebrite not as reliable as you might think.
Receive a return for Rockout Sean with 2 N's at iCloud.com.
Yes.
Do you select which software you're going to use if you receive these types of returns?
I have a software that I typically use. Again, these softwares, they're being written constantly with the update. So it kind of goes on whatever at that moment is the best tool at the time. for what I use, but I will often ask the detective what they would prefer to have it in because they have to review it, and whatever they're most comfortable using as well might depend on which tool I decide to use.
When a report is actually extracted, so say you find a photo or a message that you'd like.
Yes.
When that's extracted, does that extracted report look different if you're using Axiom versus you're using Cellebrite?
Yes.
And is that just a visual difference?
Yes.
Is there, in your experience, has there been a significant difference in the data itself?
The raw data, no, but again, each tool is written by two different companies, so what data might be parsed out by one company might be different than another in terms of, I'll try to keep it simple, where TikTok is somewhat newer. So let's say one tool has written code to parse TikTok where another one has not. It doesn't mean that the data, the raw data isn't there in the extraction. It just means one tool was written to parse it where the other one hasn't.
In this case, since we'll just limit those readers to what was utilized in this case, so that would still be Axiom and Cellebrite, is that right?
Yes.
Did you have an opportunity to review Cellebrite reports from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Department for a device that was obtained in a search warrant there?
Yes.
And would that have been from red with 3 Ds 03 at iCloud.com?
Yes.
Additionally, did you have an opportunity to review the Cellebrite report for Rockout Sean at iCloud.com, the same one that you had an Axiom extraction from iCloud for?
It wasn't an extraction, a return from Apple,
excuse me.
but yes.
So you've had an opportunity at least to review those 3 separate things
Yes.
and the contents therein.
Yes.
I want to start first with the Apple ID red 03 at iCloud.com. Are you familiar from which that came? Where that came from, excuse me.
I believe that was from the Jacksonville Cellebrite report.
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked states 76, A through B.
Yes.
I'm also going to show you states 75. A through B contain the device information that was from the Cellebrite report, as well as some of the contents from that device which you reviewed.
Yes.
At this time, state seeks to admit states 76, A through B, 1 through 4, and 8.
Any objection other than the previously made objections?
No further objection.
Same ruling, admitted.
Now, I've asked you about whether this Cellebrite extraction had some kind of related ID, and showing you states 76A. Can you tell us a little bit about what we're looking at here?
Yeah, so these are mostly identifiers or information about the device itself. So you can see the model number towards the top.
Yeah. Let's jump ahead a bit because this are just user ID. There's some cash apps. Here are some texts.
Does this one have phone numbers for the participants instead of ID numbers? Or
Yes.
Okay. And are you able to see the phone numbers on this report itself?
Yes.
Are those phone numbers depicted here?
Yes.
And with owner, is that indicative of the device from which this information came from?
It is.
You mentioned when we were looking at the Instagram messages that there's a to or a from. Do we have that information in each of the top of the chat bubbles that we see here photographed or depicted?
Yes.
Can you tell me from whom the top message came from and what, if anything, it said?
It shows it came from the owner's device to the phone number ending in 7558. And did you want me to read the actual message?
The content of the
itself?
message, if you would.
It says, if you get a iPhone and you have a Android, you can switch your stuff over. I just figured it out if you ever upgrade.
Did that same message that's captured there in green also, or that same sender also send the next message that's captured in green?
Yes.
And does that one indicate anything was actually sent as far as content as well?
As far as the message goes, it says like your pictures and stuff.
And was there any response or message back to this device captured in this chat?
Yeah, it shows that the message received was about a minute later. And it just says, switch and bring your hard-headed self home.
those messages that we just looked at, 76B8, were those and UTC time consistent with the device being or sending these messages at 8:39 p.m. on June 26th?
Yeah, so this report or what you're viewing here has been converted to Eastern Standard Time. So the times would reflect Eastern Standard Time, and that's what the -4 means.
And lastly, for this device, from state 76B4, is this another one of those messages where you're able to tell us whether it was between devices with a number or on some kind of social media account?
This is from devices with phone numbers.
What is the timestamp that is related to the first message that's sent?
It is 8:42 p.m., and it's in Eastern Standard Time.
And was there a response from someone to this device?
Yes.
And what was that?
How do I know this is you?
Can you tell us what we're looking at here on page 2 of that same exhibit and how it differs from the other chats?
This is just obviously a picture message that was sent as an attachment in the message.
And again, are you able to, when you see something that size, look at a larger depiction of that?
Yes.
Is that what was reflected there?
Yes.
And was the timestamp able to be deciphered from the information included on that message?
Yes.
And when was that message sent from this owner's device?
9:17 p.m. in Eastern Standard Time.
In addition to the Celebrite for Red 03, did you have an opportunity to review an Axiom extraction as well? That was a return from iCloud.
Yes.
I'm showing you 75B. Can you talk to us a little bit about what it is that we are seeing in the overview report in 75B?
Yes, this is the overview is all the individual files that comes back from Apple, and then they're parsed out by, in this case, Axiom.
So do the extractions that come from, or the returns that come from iCloud when you pop them into Axiom, do they look a little bit different visually than the Celebrite reports that we just looked at?
Yes, the individual company decides how they want to display the information when they parse it.
Okay, let's skip
Or
ahead.
timestamps, anything like that?
Yeah, you can filter.
Oh,
Image that we see here isn't actually an image; it's a video file. But the Axiom tool.
okay.
On this particular screenshot, this one has a PNG label. How is that different from what we saw before?
PNG is often
Okay, what's the
associated with screenshots
where's
when
the
it comes to Apple
evidence?
devices. So if you do a
Jesus
screenshot
fucking
on an Apple
Christ.
device-
I'm skipping to
Device report in the
I'm skipping to cross-examination.
And the type they get convicted, the jury's going to
Okay.
go to lunch.
Was that all you were there for?
All right.
That image in an enlarged fashion from the same extraction report.
Yes.
I believe
So?
that completes this particular extraction run.
Okay, very good. All right, members of the jury, it's 12:20.
She has
We're
a
gonna
neck
take our
tattoo.
lunch recess.
So
We will
fucking what?
reconvene at 1:30.
Okay. Now there are
Is it
two.
my name pronounced that correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, since you've not yet been cross-examined while we're on the break, you can't talk to anybody about anything related to this case, including any of the parties. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, just go to
Hello,
lunch, do
Mr.
whatever,
Junius.
and we'll see you back here at 1:30.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Okay, so let's go ahead, what is the issue with the?
Judge, there is the defendant's interview. We had both agreed that we would stop it when she requests an attorney. I had sent previously a message about additional redactions where there is conversation from the detectives having to do with a type of sentence, a life sentence, as well as there are references to what the jury will do, including statements like, you're going to get convicted, the jury's going to convict you.
Oh, really?
There are several
Really? You want things redacted where the cops are threatening Alicia? You want that removed? Oh, fuck no.
areas that I think are inappropriate, that I had sent to defense counsel, and I think that he is of the opinion it just all should come in.
And this is after she invoked her Right to
It is
counsel?
Before.
Okay.
So there were several references, as well as several references to the type of sentence that she's going to get. And what I
Oh,
think is
don't
concerning
you
is
dare,
especially
Your
references
Honor.
to what needs to be
Allow
presented
them
the
to
jury,
read.
what the jury's going to do.
Okay. Why are those comments by law enforcement admissible?
It's admissible because the officer is the one who said it was during the interview. We shouldn't get to retract certain statements, redact certain statements that he made during the interview because it looks bad on him. And that's exactly what the state is asking the court to do. In the interrogation, he's threatening Alicia. He's saying these things to Alicia. He's also not just mentioning life, he's also mentioning term of years, which is 30. Regardless of what he says and what he mentions in terms of what sentence that she may get, all of what he's doing during the interrogation is what prompts Alicia to give the responses that she does give during the interrogation. So if you take out the statements that he's making, if you're leaving out the context of why she said and did certain things. So that context needs to remain in the statement.
So, I mean, it sounds like you're arguing some form of coercion based upon what the detective said?
I mean, it can be coercion, it can be under influence, it can be...
Well, why did you
pressure.
file a motion to suppress pre-trial?
Because I'm not asking for it to get out.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
asking for the statements after she invoked her rights to be left out.
Okay. Well, what did she say anything inculpatory after the detective made the statements about what the potential
She does
sentence
not.
is?
So, I mean, my only concern again was the rule of completeness. That's why I went with defense counsel. These are not statements where she is making incriminating statements. She is denying her involvement. So, Judge, I don't think that those, again, normally we are giving this with an instruction saying how the law enforcement officer's opinion is not evidence. I think defense would normally...
No, the instruction is that law enforcement officers are allowed to lie. They are allowed to make bad statements. And if they are allowed to, why do you want it removed? Because it will show the cops as the assholes they are.
be asking me to take it out.
Right.
If that didn't happen in this scenario, I understand that they may have their own strategy. However, it's not appropriate, especially there are multiple references about the jury specifically. When the
Okay,
detective...
let me see this. So were you intending to play anything to the jury after the detective makes these comments about what the sentence is in this case, or the potential sentences?
Judge, it is in there multiple times, so there is portions that occur after that, correct?
Okay. And so there is evidence that you would seek to admit after the detective makes that representation regarding what a potential sentence is?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, and that part you do intend to play to the jury?
Not her direct response to that, but the interview does go on, Judge. But I thought a lot of it is what the defense wanted to remain within the conversation, if that makes sense.
No. I mean, I'm having a hard time because I don't know what the interview, I don't know what it is. So I'm gonna have to look at it. And I really wish someone filed a motion before trial. We weren't doing this in the middle of trial. Okay, so be back here at, I think I told the jury 1:30, be back here at 1:15 so I can look at the video. Okay, thanks.
All right, let's skip ahead and see what the judge says. If we ever
There you go.
Yes.
We're looking at some exhibits from the state.
Okay, do we get a ruling, Your Honor? Or weren't we allowed to hear it?
And this is the original card on 75C. Was it like the photos?
We just failed to announce,
Yeah,
because
it was
I
just-
said 75, we already had 75-2 in, so
Right.
it is,
It's 12 through 16 was here, but then all of them were.
I created a new card for all of them, we just have to ensure that the record is cleared. 75C,
Did you want to put that on the?
well, let's make sure we're on the same page on it.
Yeah, so 75C2 was admitted previously.
Yes, Madam.
Okay? And then we're getting ready to move on to 70.
Yeah, regarding all of that, of course, rule of completeness, and yes, of course it's coercion. Now, does it meet any standard of improper coercion? That's the thing. But I think the judge here is focusing on, well, if you don't want these comments in, why do you then want to play the answers to those comments? So I hope the judge makes a good ruling on that.
5, correct? Or is
We
it-
are on 75. We're
Oh,
going
okay.
through 75, but I only said 75 when we admitted it, and there are subcategories, so the clerk needs us to pronounce the 1 through 13 with the exception of 2, which is already in.
Okay.
And so A and B as well, 75A, 75B?
Did A and B get admitted?
Yes, Your Honor, with the entirety of the exhibits, the business record certification and the device info.
Okay.
So A, B, and then C, 1, 3 through 13.
Okay, I ran out of nicotine pouches, so I'm just
Right.
going to grab a few more.
Correct?
Correct.
I'll be back in a few seconds.
Three.
That's
Trash.
That's the
Yes.
one that I-
No, that is trash, thank you.
Here I am. Hey, Aviva, back again from Jerusalem. Welcome back. Welcome back. Got the question, is Alicia Andrews in jail? Yes, she's being held on no bond.
Okay, so we're running
Hi,
out of time
font
to talk
size.
about the defendant's Miranda interview. So jury's back here at 2 minutes. Okay. How long is the interview?
Judge, it is approximately,
122.
An hour and 22?
Yes, yes.
Okay, well, I'm not going to be able to watch that right now. So. All right, how much longer do you anticipate with your current witness, Detective Bors?
15 minutes.
And is Detective Ramos the next one?
he is judge. But we can certainly get started, but he's going to be lengthy, so.
Okay. 3.
For Robert Howard, what did you just brought over, I guess then?
Yeah, you'll probably send it back.
I'll
Yep.
send it back.
Thank you.
Good.
Pardon me?
You want me to take it to the back on the bench?
Sure.
No, don't worry.
Yes.
So, Mr. Major Judge.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's skip ahead.
Everyone have a seat. Welcome back, and we'll continue on with the detective.
We left off, we were on the extraction for Alicia Andrews, 03 at Yahoo. We're still familiar with that extraction report. In looking at State's Exhibit 75C12, are you able to tell me the difference between the two dates that we see as it relates to the first date stamp on the page versus the second?
It shows October 15th of 2023 at 11:02 p.m. and the last modified time being 5/15/2024 at 9:34 a.m.
And modified, as you've already described for us, can that mean
Yeah. So this is 2 girls and a guy. And as you clearly can see, Alicia Andrews is not doing the hand signs.
copied, saved, updated?
It could just be a change to the picture. I'm not sure what the changes are. Viewing the thumbnails, it looks like it might just simply have been cropped, but I can't tell you for sure what the change was.
And the same as when we discussed the other thumbnail images, you would be able to access or enlarge the image from that date.
Yes.
And this is in 2020, folks. She is now 22 or 23, so she should have been 17 or 18 at the time.
Lastly, 75C15 from the same iCloud extraction.
Okay, last time I used Rumble Studios, it shut down the YouTube stream after 2 hours. So I'm keeping an eye out to see why, if there's any.
Yes.
Is there some evidence that this is not a photograph and is instead a video?
Yes, if you look at the file name extension where it says file name, it says MOV, which is pretty indicative that it's a video file. But then again, as I explained earlier,
It looks like they are at a party somewhere. She's taking photos like every fucking teenage girl does. And some of the boys are doing hand signs.
Axiom takes frames from it. In this case, it took 10 frames from the video file and then put it to where you could see what the video potentially would have in it.
And just like as you did previously explain, are you able to then view each of the various screen grabs? You can watch the video as a whole, or you can actually look at it in parts.
Correct.
Now, as it relates to the extractions, or really any device, are you familiar with who the phones belong to, where the whose phones the extractions came from, the circumstances?
Yeah, as Gigi say, guilt by association. The entire case here seems to be guilt by association.
Under which this information would have even been provided to you?
I know the information that Apple provides to me as far as what account it's associated with. As far as who's in control of that account or device, I do not.
You don't know the facts or circumstances surrounding the case?
I know the general facts of the case, but I don't know about the individual evidence items.
How about your involvement otherwise in cases like this? Are you out, on the street and interviewing witnesses, investigating potential suspects, things like that?
No, well, we do interview suspects as far as our child exploitation cases, and when it comes to homicides or other cases for that matter, where my role is primarily digital forensics, we don't typically go out to the scenes. We just handle the processing and extraction portion of it.
You would not be able to, for example, in this moment, look to the image that we just saw in 75C13 and identify the individual that's depicted.
There's two individuals, but no, I don't know anyone in this case specifically. I couldn't pick them out by photographs.
And for this particular case, it is the scenario for which you've mentioned, which is you would have information relevant to the homicide investigation. It's not like you would be interviewing like you would on a child exploitation case.
Correct. I did not interview anybody in this case.
You'd only received the evidence from the lead detective and a request to do the digital examinations.
Correct.
I'm showing you what has been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 94. Would you take a look at that, please? Do you recognize the reports depicted in 94?
Yes.
And do the items that are depicted in States 94A through C, 1 through 7, fairly accurately depict the extraction reports, or some of the extraction reports from the Rockout Sean account that we previously mentioned?
Yes.
What program were these reports opened in?
Celebrate.
So just like the previous or earlier Cellbrite that we were able to view, did we receive a an extraction or a report, with device information?
Yes.
And were you able to confirm the device Apple ID associated to this report?
Yes.
And what was that Apple ID?
The rockoutsean@icloud.com.
There was also a telephone number that you provided could be located at the MSISDN.
Yes.
And is that what's depicted here on this line?
Yes.
As in the last Celebrite report that we were viewing, were you also able?
So they show up a few pictures and then, hey, look at whatever this is. It looks...
The contact, because if you say, hey, this is, so-and-so, it'll put suggestion, but this wasn't from a device. I believe this was from an iCloud account, so that name was stored within that message. So Celebrite pulled that information out of the database. I'm not sure where in the database that name was stored.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to show you just slightly out of order. If I can have you look to 94C6. Can you see the type of entry that and the owner of this device, identified as Sean Gathright, also still included?
Yes.
As it relates to the content of the first message that's depicted on the screen here, can you tell me what that says?
The message?
Yes.
It shows an address of 3703 Gazebo Pond Lane, Tampa, Florida 33613.
And on what date and at what time was that message sent from the individual GZ with a phone number ending in 4707 to Sean Gathright?
It shows 6/22/24 at 5:22 p.m. again in Eastern Standard Time.
So, what does this actually prove?
From the same iCloud return, looking at the search items tab, were there indications that a search had been conducted on this device around 10 p.m. on June 22nd of 2024?
Yes.
Are you able to determine what the content of that search was, or at least what was depicted in the value of the search at that time?
Teasers Gentlemen Club.
Yeah, and 2:55 p.m. Walmart. Okay, they were looking for a Walmart. 10:03 p.m. Club. So. Yeah, and still, remember, they didn't have probable cause to search her home.
94C2. Can you tell me what the difference is in the participants here?
Well, the only difference is I see that the iCloud account name plus the phone number.
Utilizing, you able to...
It doesn't have Wi-Fi and you're signed into your iCloud account.
Yeah, I'm skipping to cross-examination here. Oh, if there is one.
Username?
Yes.
Cross-examination, folks. And again, we are approaching the time where last time Rumble shut down the YouTube stream. So I'm keeping an eye out to see what the fuck is going on. Has the state shown any evidence? Yeah? Have they shown evidence connecting Alicia to this?
So I want to take you through
No.
some exhibits, starting with the last one we kind of went through. This
Oop.
exhibit here, this is the iCloud from Sean Gathright, or at least the iCloud that belongs to Sean Gathright.
I'm not sure if it belongs to me. Yeah, the identifier showed Sean Gathright as being the owner.
All right, the iCloud username is the Rockout Sean username.
Yes.
So this is not Alicia Andrews' iCloud.
I don't know. Again, I can't associate it with anybody. I only can tell you the names that are on the accounts.
Got it. But on this account, Rockout Sean, there's no indication that this account has Alicia Andrews' name tied to it, correct?
I have no idea if it is or is not.
All right. This message that you see here
That is a bullshit answer. We've seen numerous trials with Celebrite and text, and we've heard people using Celebrite testifying to absolute certainty the one or the other. So this is convenient testimony.
Could you read that in the green?
I'm coming home, my thirst is quenched, I love you, Murphy.
All right. Murphy, do you have any context for who sent this
Hi,
message?
Stephen.
I don't
Good to
know
see you.
anybody in this case.
At any point in time, did you meet with Detective Ramos to go over any of these iPhone devices or the iCloud returns
I don't recall specifically going over any specific artifacts.
with Detective Ramos
Correct.
or with any detective in the case?
No, I do the extractions, or I'll put them into some sort of software to where they can view it, and then I usually do a small supplement saying what I did, but as far as interpreting the data or seeing how data or items are relevant to the investigation, I don't typically take part in that unless it has to do with a child exploitation case that's assigned to me.
Understood.
This is Mr. Jingles. He is here. This is Mr. Jingles. He's the actual owner of this channel. No, this is Mr. Jingles.
All right, so I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 75C4.
All right, folks.
You're not aware of the significance of this photograph. Is that correct?
Correct. And I believe it's, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that this is actually not a photograph, but it's a clip of a video.
So it's a still shot from a video?
I believe that that's what was presented. There's a video file, I think, that goes with this. That might have been just before that. It shows all the clips. Yes, sir. And then I believe that that image is just one frame from that video file. But regardless, I don't know the relevance of the video file or the image itself.
Folks, let me know if the stream is being shut down on YouTube, because that what happened last time after 2 hours for some odd
Showing
reason.
you State's Exhibit 75C9.
If it does, I'm just going to start a new stream and keep going.
You're not aware of the significance of this photograph either,
No, sir.
or the relevance?
No, sir.
Missing something.
Yeah, that seems to be the actual evidence. She's been seen in a few photos 5 fucking years ago at some place where guys were throwing hand signs.
You did you go through Alicia Andrews' iCloud return?
No.
Not at all?
Other than I'll usually go through some of the reports just to show that the artifacts that you would expect to be in there are there, but as far as a specific message or a specific photo, no, I did not go looking for evidence relevant to the case.
All right. Do you know that there were nearly 370,000 artifacts in Alicia Andrews' iCloud return?
I'm not aware of how many artifacts there are in it, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was the number you're telling me.
All right. The iCloud.
370,000, and the state showed 4, 5 tops.
Returns. Are you responsible for getting these returns from iCloud?
From Apple, yes, sir.
From Apple. You're responsible for doing that, and is that a lot of work?
I wouldn't say it's a lot of work because it's more of just a download, but as far as the knowledge it takes to be able to decrypt it and use the software that Apple requires you to use, because they use their own version of decryption software, so we have to download that, put in the passcode, and then unzip it, and then decrypt it, download it, and then put it back into a zip file and then process it. So it's a little bit of a process for a regular person who's never done it before.
Well, for someone in your position, is that a easy task?
It can be, depending how big the extraction is. Some of them, we've had to be 1 terabyte of data backed up, and some of that stuff can take a significant amount of time, and you have to go through logs and make sure that nothing failed during the process, and if it did, you have to go download those individual zip folders and then make sure it's all there. So it's yes and no, depending on how big the backup is.
All right, so let's say it is a terabyte or something over a terabyte.
Yes.
How long would that typically take for you to download and get access to?
It could take, we've had it take weeks.
Nothing more than weeks?
It could take longer. I'm not sure because of the failures where you have to keep going back after the information until you get it all downloaded. But with smaller ones, we could have it maybe downloaded in a day and even sometimes parsed the same day.
All right, so if there are Apple iCloud accounts out there that were related to this case, at most it would have taken you weeks to get those Apple iCloud returns downloaded.
From the moment that Apple's created the response and that gets forwarded to us, it would at most, on average, a couple weeks to get the download. It doesn't typically take weeks if it's not that large of a file.
Okay. No further questions.
Okay, Leader, briefly, Your Honor. For a typical criminal investigation, in order to have Apple start preparing an iCloud return, do you need a search warrant to be authored, granted, issued to Apple for them to respond to that?
Yes.
And in this particular case, any search warrants would have been completed and shared to Apple by detectives.
Yes.
No other questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, may this witness be excused?
So,
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. You're free to go.
Thank you.
so they had enough.
Right, who's your...
They had enough for downloading her phone. They found 5 pictures, and that's about it. But they didn't have probable cause to search her home. Are you?
Your next witness.
The state would call Detective Juan Ramos.
Yeah, Detective Juan Ramos. As Turnips here say, if she's guilty, then I certainly hope that the state are going to prove it sometime soon. The next witness is the lead detective. So they better be. Because after him, what the fuck else? What? Yeah, and of course, as Steven says, the way we see it and the jury sees it are 2 different things. We don't know how the jury sees it.
I do.
Okay, you may proceed.
Please state your full name for the record.
My name is Juan Ramos
How are you employed?
with the Tampa Police Department
How long have you been with the Tampa Police Department?
since October 13, 2015.
Prior to 2015, did you have any prior law enforcement experience?
Yes, I was a patrol deputy with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office for 3 years and a military police officer with the United States Marine Corps for 6 years before that.
What you did in the military, thank you for your service, has nothing to do with how it's done in civil. So he was a patrol officer, and all of a sudden he was a homicide officer. He was a rookie cop. After 3 years, you're still a rookie cop. And then, this can be interesting. Because we know that in the defense opening statement, they went hard on Detective Ramos. This was his first case as lead detective. He was a homicide detective for 4 months before this. This was his first case as lead detective.
And before, what unit are you currently assigned to?
I'm currently assigned to the homicide unit
How long have you been in homicide?
since February 6th of 2024.
Is that as a detective?
Yes.
Had you been a detective in another unit at the Tampa Police Department before coming to homicide?
Yes, prior to homicide, I was a District 1 adverse violent crimes detective.
And how long were you in that position?
Approximately 5 months.
Back on June 23rd of 2024, did you respond to a homicide that occurred at the Home to Suites at Holiday Inn located across from the University of South Florida?
I did.
What's the address of that area, specifically the Home to Suites?
11606 North McKinley Drive,
And what county is that located in?
Hillsborough County,
And what city?
Tampa, Florida.
Why did you respond to that location?
I was called to respond to that location by my supervisor as I was going to be the lead detective in the homicide that occurred there
What time did you arrive at the location?
at approximately 6:23 a.m.
What was your role in this investigation?
I was a lead detective.
What are the responsibilities and duties of the lead detective in a homicide investigation?
The lead detective has the primary responsibility of gathering all the facts and conducting the investigation. So it's kind of like a team effort, but the lead detective would be the team captain, so to speak.
Are there other detectives in homicide that play a particular role in an investigation?
Yes.
And what role would that be?
So at the scene, we have the lead detective, and then we have the second lead. So there would be a detective that would assist the lead. And then at the specific scene, we also had two homicide scene detectives that would be there to process the scene and deal with the scene.
Who was the second that assisted you in this investigation?
Detective Aaron Campbell. He's a sergeant now, but yes.
You said that there were two detectives in charge of the crime scene detectives. Is that correct?
Correct.
Who were they?
They were Detective David Alverson and Detective Matthew Kirkpatrick.
When you arrived, had the crime scene perimeter already been established?
Yes,
Did you receive an initial briefing when you arrived?
I did.
Was your sergeant already on scene?
I believe so.
And who was that?
Sergeant Rachel Chonik.
When you first arrived, did you make your own observations and do a walkthrough of the crime scene?
I did.
And what were your observations?
I noted that the entire scene spanned from the south end of the homes to suites up through the north from there through adjoining parking lot to the Holiday Inn, which was right next to it. And the scene started at the south end of homes to suites where there were some shell casings and some impact strikes found and spanned north to where a black Dodge Charger and the victim's body was found.
Was the victim's body, was it still on scene when you arrived?
Yes, it was.
Had the victim been tentatively identified at that point?
Yes, he was.
What information did you receive in regards to the victim?
I was notified that his name was Charles Jones and that he was a rapper by the stage name of Julio Foolio.
Were there officers with the Tampa Police Department?
Isn't it weird that when they are suspects, those stage names are gang names or street names, but if you're the victim, it's your artist name, your stage name.
That had already done some initial research into the background of Charles Jones.
Yes.
Had you previously been aware or knew who Charles Jones was before this investigation?
No.
What information was relayed to you regarding Charles Jones' background at the scene on June 23rd of 2024?
I learned that he was a prominent rapper out of Jacksonville who was in Tampa over the weekend to celebrate his birthday and that he had been at a couple clubs before getting to the homes to suites.
Based on that information, at some point during the course of your investigation, did you make contact with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, in particular their gang unit?
Yes, I was ultimately put in contact with the Jacksonville gang unit.
Was there someone with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office that was assigned to assist you and put as the lead for the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
And would that be in a role of assisting another law enforcement agency?
Yes.
What law enforcement agency primarily has jurisdiction over any homicide that occurs within the borders of Hillsborough County and the city of Tampa?
It would be the City of Tampa Police Department.
When you were at the scene, were you made aware of any sort of witnesses or eyewitnesses to the homicide?
No eyewitnesses.
Was there any persons that were identified to you that were present with the victim, either in another vehicle or in the vehicle when this occurred?
Yes.
And did you attempt to take initial interviews at the scene?
I did.
Who did you interview at the scene?
I interviewed other people who were with the victim. The victim was found to have traveled to Homestead Suites as a part of a three-car entourage, 2 cars following his car, and still remaining at the scene was the vehicle of the victim's girlfriend, Armani Turner, and the 2 occupants that were in her vehicle.
I think you said initially that the black Dodge Charger still contained the victim. Is that correct?
Correct.
What were the make and models of the 2 other vehicles in the victim's entourage?
Armani Turner's vehicle was a Hyundai Sonata, gray or silver, I believe, and then there was a black Nissan Altima that belonged to Tafa McRae.
Was a black...
Yeah, Derek. In opening statement, the claim from the state was that Alicia Andrews was in with this guy relaying things. She was organizing. She was stalking. She was doing all the things. we are at lead detective. Have you seen any text? Have you heard anything that says she was for some odd fucking reason, the person who directed all these guys? Anything? I have seen jack shit. And we are day 5, and now here's lead detective.
Nissan Altima, was that at that location, or was that later discovered at a different location?
That one was discovered at a different location. It was not at the scene at my arrival.
Now, you said that you interviewed Armani Turner, is that correct?
Correct.
What is the nature of her relationship to the victim, in this case, Charles Jones?
At the time, she was the active girlfriend of Mr. Jones.
When did her
Active?
interview occur?
It occurred.
What the fuck is an active girlfriend? Active what? What? Are you making shit up now? Are you making words and definition? Oh, I dislike this guy.
Approximately 7:30 a.m. at the scene. It was one of the first ones I did.
And when you say 7:30 a.m., are you saying June 23rd of 2024, going into the later morning hours?
Correct.
What was her demeanor at the time when you interviewed her?
She was visibly upset and about the situation, obviously.
Without going into what she said, was her interview recorded?
Yes, it was.
Was she put under oath?
Yes.
And did you take a statement from her?
Yes.
Were there any other individuals that were pointed out to you that had been in one of those 3 vehicles still at the scene over there at the Home to Suites?
Yes, there was Miss Randolph, who was a friend of Armani Turner's, the passenger of the front seat passenger of the Hyundai Sonata, and then Mr. Robert Howard, who was the backseat passenger of the Hyundai Sonata.
Again, did you take a interview with Miss Randolph?
I did.
Did you provide that to you?
Yes.
Was it recorded, and was it a sworn interview?
Yes, it was.
Mr. Howard, same questions. Did you interview him as well?
Yes, I did.
Was it a recorded and sworn interview?
Yes, it was.
And did you, after those interviews, did you have an understanding as to what vehicle that they were in?
I did.
And what vehicle were those 3 individuals, Ms. Turner, Ms. Randolph, and Mr. Howard, in?
Armani Turner's Hyundai Sonata.
At some point in the course of your investigation, did you learn that there was another vehicle with the victim's entourage or the victim's party that was not on scene at the Home to Suites?
I did.
Where was that vehicle located?
That vehicle was located on a Gates Drive just north of Advent Hospital nearby.
Had there been other members of the Tampa Police Department that had responded to that location?
Yes,
Were you also alerted that there were other victims that had been shot in this investigation?
I was.
Who had been shot, and when were you notified of that?
At the scene, I was notified by Sergeant Portman that there was 2 other occupants in Mr. Jones's Charger that were struck by gunfire, Gino Norris Jr. and Xavier Edwards, and I was told that they were transported to the Tampa General Hospital. And then I learned of Camilla Bentley being shot as well as an occupant of the Tafa McRae's Nissan Altima, and she self-transported to Advent Health.
When you arrived on scene, had any of those other victims, Ms. Bentley, Mr. Edwards, or Mr. Norris, were they still on scene, or had they already been removed or left?
Removed or left. They were not there.
Going back to your briefing, at some point, did you make contact with Officer Bernard de Jesus?
I did.
And did you get any information with him concerning Jacksonville and the victims, where the victims were primarily from?
Yes.
Did you also get additional information specifically about his background and any sort of connection with the gang?
I did.
Can you tell us what you learned at that point?
Yes, I learned that the victim was a prominent rapper from Jacksonville, and that he was associated with or a member of a gang called 6 Block, and that they had some rivals, ATK, NHG, and 1200, and that it was possible that some rivals had traveled down to Tampa and participated in this.
Did you get any information regarding what his known stage name was, or what was his rapper name?
Yes, it was Julio Foolio.
Did you get any information as to what it was that he was doing in town?
He was celebrating his birthday, and also he had a paid performance at a club, Teasers on Nebraska.
During your investigation, did you yourself look at Charles Jones' Instagram account?
I did.
Did you find any sort of advertisements where he was advertising that he would be in Tampa appearing at Teasers or Truth 18?
I did.
When were those advertisements posted in relation to June 23rd of 2024? Is that something you can discern by looking at his Instagram?
Yes, the earliest posting that I found on his Instagram was from approximately June 14th, 8 days before he had to be in Tampa, and it was a flyer advertising that he would be at Teaser's club in Tampa, Florida.
Did it also alert individuals who would see that advertisement on Instagram the date that he would be in Tampa at Teaser's?
Yes.
And what was that date?
That was going to be June 22nd.
And you said, I think you mentioned a couple of things, and I just want to make sure that I understand. You said that some of the initial information was that he was in 6th Block, I'm referring to Charles Jones, that you were also provided information from Jacksonville Sheriff's Office as to who the potential rival gang members were. Is that correct?
Correct.
And I think you listed more than one. What were those gangs again?
ATK and potentially a subset group of ATK, NHG, and then also 1200.
And is that NHG, does that stand for No Hospital Gang?
Correct.
And then you also said 1200, is that correct?
Correct.
Now, I want to ask you again about the victims that survived, starting with Gino Norris. At some point...
All of this we have heard from 2 or 3 different cops before. And now, so this is not only a trial by guilt of association, it's cumulative. It's just bad.
Were you made aware of where they were transported to?
Yes, I was notified that Gino Norris and Xavier Edwards were transported to the Tampa General Hospital.
Did you yourself go to the Tampa General Hospital?
I did.
Did you attempt to take interviews with Gino Norris and Xavier Edwards?
I did.
Did you interview Gino Norris?
I did.
What sort of injuries did he have?
He had a gunshot wound to his upper right arm.
Were you able to do an interview with Xavier Edwards?
No.
Why not?
He was in surgery at the time that we were there.
At some point after he was out of surgery, were you apprised about what sort of injuries that Mr. Edwards had?
I was.
What injuries did Mr. Edwards have?
He also sustained a gunshot wound to his right upper arm and some graze wounds to the right side of his head.
Did you also go to Advent Hospital to interview Camilla Bentley?
I did.
Approximately what time did you go to Advent Hospital?
It was approximately 9 a.m., between 8:30 and 9 a.m. in that time frame.
Still on June 23rd of 2024, is that correct,
Yes,
sir?
ma'am, yes.
Were you able to interview Miss Bentley?
No.
Why not?
She had checked out against medical advice and left the hospital prior to my arrival there.
At some point later in time, did you attempt to take a sworn recorded interview of Miss Bentley?
I tried to make contact with her. I wasn't
Were you
able to.
ever able to?
No.
Did you download her phone to see maybe she had a grudge?
Tafa McCrae, are you aware who that individual is?
Yes.
How did you become aware of Mr. McCrae?
Mr. McRae was still around Advent Health, and I spoke to him near his vehicle, which was parked just north of Advent Health.
And is that an apartment complex that was located on Gates Drive?
Correct.
Was Mr. McCrae, was he?
Now they have objected to cumulative before. I do believe some of the sidebars have been about being cumulative. So even though the objections aren't here at this specific witness, I do believe they have protected the record for appeal. But you never know. Or they just wants him to talk so they can bury him.
Still present there at that location when you made contact with him?
He was.
Was he cooperative with your investigation?
He was.
Did you learn at some point from other law enforcement officers with the Tampa Police Department that Mr. McCrae had willingly turned over a firearm to you?
I did.
Was that firearm in normal course taken and impounded by the Tampa Police Department so further testing could be done if necessary?
It was.
Did you test the gun against any other crimes?
And the vehicle that Mr. McCrae had driven, you said that was also located at that Gates Drive, is that correct?
Correct.
Did crime scene investigators and detectives from the Tampa Police Department go over there to photograph, document, and process that vehicle as well?
Yes, ma'am, they did.
Did that vehicle also have gunshot damage to the vehicle?
Yes, it did.
I'm going to ask you about the video footage in this case. At some point, were you made aware that there was video footage that was collected from the Home to Suites?
Yes, I was.
When did you learn of the video footage that was collected at the Home to Suites?
Very early on at the scene.
Did you yourself watch the video footage from the Home to Suites?
I did.
Were there other sources and other cameras other than from the hotel itself of the homicide that occurred at Home to Suites?
Yes, there was important footage recovered from a Tesla that was parked next to the Homes to Suites.
How many times did you watch that video footage initially?
At the scene, a couple times.
During your observations or viewing the video footage, were there suspect vehicles that you became aware of that were relevant to your investigation?
Yes.
And what suspect vehicles were there and how many?
From the footage, we were able to determine 2 suspects' vehicles, a black Chevy Impala and a silver Chevy Cruze.
Did you ask for assistance with other Tampa police officers in helping to narrow down the year of the black Chevy Impala that was depicted in the video footage from Home to Suites?
Yes.
And at some point, were you able to narrow down and actually have the registered owner of the black Chevy Impala that was involved in this homicide?
Yes.
Can you tell us how that was done?
Yeah, so we had a very good high-definition footage and a good description of the vehicle. So what we did was we conducted an extensive license plate reader search, having the make and models and the idea that they traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa. We were able to find the actual identities of the vehicles through license plate reader technology.
Can you tell us a little bit about license plate reader technology and how that works?
Sure. So we have a system.
What I am interested, because to my understanding, they narrow down the cars to, or at least one car, to a certain make and model. But they only did that with the footage from the Airbnb and McDonald's. They never actually got the license plates from the crime scene. So there is a connection missing here.
A couple systems, Flock, Recore, are just a couple of the ones we use, and what they are is it's a database that you can go on and research, and it has access to cameras spread out all over different jurisdictions within Florida, cities, counties, on the highway. So basically, if you drove from Jacksonville to Tampa, you would probably pass many license plate readers throughout the drive.
And these license plate readers that are throughout Florida, do they have the ability to take a photograph of the license plate readers when it is identified?
Yes, a camera would scan the plate, and then there would be a photograph of the actual vehicle and the plate at the date and time that it was scanned and taken.
And do these license plate readers, do they also record the location of where the scan and the license plate was recognized?
Yes, they do.
Does it also record the date and time when it comes into contact with a certain license plate?
Yes, it does.
Now, you said that they're all over Florida. There are some on the highways and the roadways, is that correct?
Correct.
Could it be a still mounted camera that is on the highway above a traffic light?
Correct.
Can it also be mobile? Can there be license plate readers that are attached, for instance, to tow trucks?
Yes.
So they can be, there's various different locations all throughout the state of Florida that has this technology, is that correct?
Correct.
And so when you narrowed down the black Chevy Impala, did you have assistance from other fellow officers from the Tampa Police Department, including Detective Skull, as well as one of your civilian investigators who were able to track down and narrow it down to 3 tag numbers for that make and model of a black Chevy Impala?
Correct.
At some point, did your civilian
This is
investigator
very, very
find
leading.
and locate a black Chevy Impala that was in Hillsborough County during that time period, the weekend of the homicide?
Yes.
What was that tag number, do you remember?
68DLWD.
Who was it registered to?
It was registered to Damali Lyle out of Jacksonville, Florida.
During the course of your investigation, did you learn who Damali Lyle is related to in relation to one of the co-defendants in this homicide?
Yes, Damali Lyle is the mother of co-defendant Sean Gaithright.
And where does Damali Lyle live?
13751 Victoria Lakes Drive, Jacksonville, Florida.
Located in Duval County?
Correct.
Did you locate the address of Sean Gaithright, one of the co-defendants in this case?
Yes.
Where does Mr. Gaithright live as well?
751 Victoria Lakes Drive, Jacksonville, Florida.
Did you also able to determine the license plate for the silver Chevy Cruze?
Yes.
How did you determine what the license plate was for?
Yeah, civilian investigator is just another word for random person called in a tip. I would suspect that it's a snitch. A qualified informant of some sort. But I doubt we will hear testimony from that guy.
The silver Chevy Cruze.
Once we have the Black Impala identified, there's a variation that you can run in the system called the convoy feature. And what we would want to see is if any other plate hit at the same tag readers that the Impala hit at the same time in multiple locations, indicating that they're traveling together. And we did find a silver Chevy Cruze 2018 with a tag number of 30B NRI that hit at multiple LPRs with the Impala.
Did you learn who the silver Chevy Cruze with the tag number 30 BNRI belonged to?
Yes, Jasmine Glennon.
Does Jasmine Glennon have a relationship with any of the co-defendants in this case?
Yes, she shares a child in common with Shaheem Murphy, the brother of co-defendant Rashad Murphy.
Also cousins to Davion Murphy?
Correct.
Still waiting for the evidence against Alicia.
Exhibit 80, 81, 82, and 46A, B, and C.
Any objection?
These are the ones I showed you. Do you want me to show you again?
Okay, admitted.
So, Detective, I think that you mentioned a couple of different companies. One was Vigilant, is that correct?
Flock, Record, and Vigilant is one of them as well, yes.
And did you utilize cameras from Florida from all three of those companies?
Yes.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 80. So up here it says Brittany Jackson. Who is that?
She is one of our civilian crime analysts for homicide at the city of Tampa.
And I want you to kind of go through and explain what is depicted on this investigative summary. So what do we have here, over here in the upper left-hand corner?
That would be a picture of the entire vehicle of the plate that the camera's focused on.
And then the center picture?
That is a picture of the plate that the camera's focused on.
And these two photographs, that's actually the photograph being taken by the license plate reader, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, correct.
And then what is this third picture over here to the right of the license plate?
That is a Google Maps sort of satellite image of where that camera is located.
And then can you explain exactly what is also captured, some of the details that the license plate detection captures and records when these photographs are taken?
Yes, so here you would have the date and time of the capture, and then the organization whose that camera is up for, the case number that was input when we searched, and then the device name, which also has its location 301 CR 225 logging.
And that would be its physical address, is that correct?
Correct.
Does it also give additional information with regards to the device location?
Yes, the Latin longitude there with your fingers at.
Okay. And then the nearest address, that would be a physical mailing address, is that correct?
Correct.
And all of this corresponds to the mapping that is done, is that correct?
Yes.
And so you got license plate readers hits within Hillsborough County that occurred on June 22nd of 2024 for this black Chevy Impala, is that correct?
Correct.
And I'm sorry, can you again say what the time was on June 22nd?
The capture time is 9:05, 17 seconds p.m. UTC, so -4.
Okay, and they also give you the Eastern Standard Time right underneath, is that correct?
Correct, 5:05.
And then again, was there, I'm going to show you the second page of this exhibit, was there another hit within Hillsborough County for this license plate reader that occurred at approximately 5:21:23 p.m.?
I'm sorry, just one minor correction.
Yes, sir.
Hillsborough County is the organization that Brittany's running it under. The actual county where the hits are occurring are all the way at the bottom.
Oh, I apologize.
So
Yeah,
that first one was, this one's Bradford, and I'm not sure what the first one was, but these hits are indicating the travel.
Folks, I'm going to start playing in 1.5. If it's too fast, let me know. Because this is just... What does this have to do with her?
down from Jacksonville before they get into Hillsborough.
But just for the record and clarification, since we said that it belonged to the organization was Hillsborough County, I'm going to go back to the first.
Sorry about that
page so you can
confusion.
give the exact
They
location.
put two counties on there. Yeah, so that hit is in Bradford, and that's where the actual camera is located at, in Lottie, in Bradford County.
And then again, the black Chevy Impala, where is it located at this time?
So if you scroll, yeah, so this one is maintained by Florida Highway Patrol, and this one's actually in Tampa, Florida. So the north end of Tampa.
And for the record, can you give the time and date of when it actually is in Tampa, Florida?
Yes, the Eastern Standard Time was 7:39 p.m. on June 22nd, 2024.
And were there many hits
So they were there for 2 days. Yeah, it was a weekend thing.
that you got on this vehicle between the dates of June 22nd going into June 28th? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, June 26th.
Correct.
I'm going to show you one more, just jumping ahead to June 23rd.
Yeah, I mean, she was seen. There was footage of them leaving Jacksonville. There's footage of them in Tampa. We know this. Now this they have to show. We spotted the car going back and forth, or at least we saw the car going there. But this is okay. This is just all right. We already knew that through the Airbnb, the videos from the Airbnb. We saw it. They were out clubbing in Tampa. They went to McDonald's in Tampa. So we know when they left. We know that when they arrived. But this is all right.
Time of this.
This one is 4:25 p.m. on June 23rd, 2024, out of Polk County.
And is this time frame, is this after the homicide occurred?
Correct. This is approximately 12 hours after the homicide.
And where does Mr. Gathright, Sean Gathright's grandmother live?
In Auburndale, in Polk County.
And is this hit in Auburndale?
Yes.
Did you also look for hits belonging to the silver Chevy Cruze?
Yes, I did.
And at some point in your investigation, did you look for points where both of those vehicles were in tandem, when they were hitting near the license plate readers close in time?
Yes, I did. I found 4 separate license plate reader hits where they were traveled within 1 minute apart from each other.
To show you States Exhibit 81.
Yeah. As Gwendolyn says, the other guys packed the car. She was never seen with any of the bags the prosecution claims contained the guns.
Yes, this one's from the RECORE system, and it's depicting the silver Cruze hitting within cameras specifically that we have in the city of Tampa.
Okay, can you give us the time and the location of where it's hitting?
Yes, starting at the bottom was the first one within the city of Tampa at 7:46 Eastern Standard Time p.m. on June 22nd at Bruce B. Downs in Tampa Palms. The next one in chronological order would be in the middle there. It was at 2:38 a.m. on June 23rd, 2024, hitting at Hillsborough Avenue and 15th Street North. And then the third one up top is at 3:41 a.m. at June 23rd, also hitting at Hillsborough and 15th.
And the second page of this exhibit?
Yeah, this is another license plate reader hit for the 2018 Silver Chevy Cruze at Tampa, Bruce B. Downs in Tampa Palms.
And then does it also give you the longitude and latitude?
Yes, it does.
Going back when it is on Bruce B. Downs, what is the exact time that it is hitting off of the Bruce B. Downs camera?
7:46 p.m., June 22nd, 2021.
Now I want to show you the black Chevy Impala. Is that also on the Bruce B. Downs license plate reader camera?
Correct.
And again, what is the time frame?
7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, June 22nd, 2021.
So within a minute of the silver Chevy Cruze hitting that same camera, is that correct?
Correct.
Did you prepare maps that coordinated and showed the kind of progression of these two vehicles utilizing the license plate readers?
Yes.
I'm going to show you. This is also a part of States Exhibit 82. Was this the next one?
Yes, this is another one in Tampa for the Silver Cruze.
And the next page shows the longitude and latitude.
Correct.
And then what's this a photograph of? Oh, sorry.
Again, the Silver Cruise hitting at Hillsborough 15th at 3:41 a.m. on the 23rd.
And the location?
Yeah, we will see. Steven says in 15 minutes I might feel differently. Okay.
And then what is this a photograph of?
This is actually the Black Chevy Impala hitting at Hillsborough and 15th around the same time, 3:41 a.m.
Utilizing the same camera?
Correct.
Steven, we already saw that footage. They were outside of a club. We saw that. We already seen that.
And did you also
And then she's
utilize
never
license
seen
plate
again
readers
on
from
photo.
Vigilant?
Yes.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 81. This
Yep.
report looks a little bit different, but
We
very
all-
similar information, correct?
Correct.
Can you tell
Hold on. Yeah, I see this. She gets out of the car on camera with Gara. Yeah? We know. Yeah, everything we saw in opening statement, and we saw it with 2 other detectives. We already seen this. Does that show she was conspiring with the other defendants? Where are the texts? Where are, beyond reasonable doubt, the evidence that shows that she was just going with people? We don't do guilt by association.
us what is the photograph on top?
Yeah, so this is actually a photograph of a vehicle registered to co-defendant Isaiah Chance, and that plate number 53EDYN is.
And that club, that was 3 hours
And
before
is this a map
the
showing where it's
next.
located?
Correct.
And where
When
is
the
this
murder
particular
actually happened.
license plate reader located?
So this was in the vicinity of 13757.
I need more than that.
And is this license plate reader
Much
one
more.
of the mobile ones that is on a moving vehicle that happened to capture the license plate?
Correct. This would likely have been a tow truck driving through that neighborhood.
And what address was the co-defendant Isaiah Chance's vehicle located at?
It was in front of 13751 Victoria Lakes Drive, but it's showing 57 there, so in the vicinity of.
And who do we know that lives near that address in that vicinity?
That's on Sean Gaithwright's house.
And what was the date and time that the co-defendant's car was placed at Sean Gaithwright's house?
May 28, 2024 at 10:17 p.m.
And was this?
10:17 p.m., ma'am. Yes, of course.
And how was this relevant to your initial investigation?
This was the first time that we had some linkage between Isaiah Chance, the co-defendant Isaiah Chance, and Sean Gaithwright. So I knew of Sean Gaithwright's name because of the registration on the Black Impala, and now this provided linkage between co-defendant Isaiah Chance and Sean Gaithwright.
Had you, without going into your conversations with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, had Isaiah Chance, his name, been provided to you during the course of your initial investigation when you first made contact and investigated the gang relevance to this particular case?
Yes.
So that was a name that you were familiar with when you had this hit on your license plate reader?
Yes.
I'm going to show you 46A. I'm going to load up a little bit for you. Did you put together this diagram?
Yes, I asked for it to be put together.
Can you take us through exactly, and let's start off, what is in the center?
In the center there is a satellite map view of most of the state of Florida.
Now, over here on the left-hand side of this diagram, you have several addresses lettered A through G. Is that correct?
Correct.
What are those address reference points on this diagram?
So what we did was we put in the date and time and the location of the LPR hits that we just went through, and then this kind of mapped it out visually for us so we can see the path of travel from Jacksonville to Tampa.
And these are the license plate reader hits for the silver Chevy Cruze, is that correct?
Correct.
That has the tag number 308 NRI.
30B, yes, correct.
Sorry, did I say, is that a B, not an 8?
It should be a B. I think it was on this specific photo. So some of the LPR hits have confused the B for the 8. I think in this specific photo it says 8, but it's a B.
And then 46B.
A similar map created for the Black Impala.
And on the left-hand side, you have 4 points of location of license plate readers where the black Chevy Impala was seen. Is that correct?
Yeah, this was one of the ones done a little bit earlier. I think in total we had 8 points, but at the time that this one was created, we had 4 points, yes.
So in addition, there are 4 additional points that you have been able to locate for this black Chevy Impala when it was traversing from Jacksonville to Tampa. Is that correct?
A total of 8 points from Jacksonville to Tampa, and then from Tampa to Polk County.
States Exhibit 46C.
Yeah, this is a comparison of those two lists and a little bit more complete. This one included all of the hits for the Chevy Cruze and all of the hits for the Black Impala.
So how many letters are for the license plate reader for the for the silver Chevy Cruze?
So everything there from A to J on the top.
And are they designated with a little red tag?
Correct.
And then how many points of contact with the license plate readers for the black Chevy Impala?
Everything from A to J on the bottom in blue.
And now I want to ask you, why have you highlighted, these different points of interest for the silver Chevy Cruze as well as for the black Chevy Impala?
At the time that I highlighted these were the 3 out of the 4 that I had found where they had hit around the same times at the same readers, indicating a traveling in tandem or convoy feature.
And for the record, can you list each one of the times when both the Chevy Impala as well as the silver Chevy Cruze hit at the same license plate reader very close in time?
If I could refer to my report, I actually have all 4 of them listed out.
Yes, there was additional ones.
Yeah, there was one more. Hold on. I'm
Yes.
sorry. I can read them right. Yeah, so the 4 that they traveled close in time was westbound on Highway 326 at Northwest Gameville Road within the same minute at 18:09 hours or 6:09 p.m. on 6/22/24.
Is that letter B for the black Chevy Impala and letter E for the silver Chevy?
Correct. And then the second one that I have was southbound on I-75, 275 within the same minute at 7:39 p.m. on 6/22/2024.
Okay.
That would have been F for the Cruze and C for the Impala.
So more specifically off of Tampa Palms Boulevard, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then the third one?
Southbound on Bruce B. Downs and Tampa Palms Boulevard. I'm sorry. So the I-75 and 275 is a separate one from the Tampa Palms.
That was a separate one.
Yes.
I
And
apologize.
then I have Bruce B. Downs, Tampa Palms, 1945 to 1947 on 6/22. That's E, F and C. And then I've got Hillsborough and 15th at 3:42 a.m. on 6/23/24.
Can you point out on the map the one when it's coming on the interstate that is not designated on this particular diagram, 42C?
Yeah. So that one was at
I'm sorry, 46C.
I-75 and 275. So that would have been just the north end of Tampa. So coming into Tampa where I-75 and 275 meet.
And you also caught them on license plate readers when they were leaving Tampa, is that correct?
Correct.
Now, you said you had previously heard of Isaiah Chance. Were you aware of or made aware of any sort of gang nicknames or stage names or rapper names that he had?
Yes, specifically Gutta Zay.
And what about Gutta Man?
Gutta Man as well, yes.
Where was he from?
Jacksonville.
I want to jump forward a little bit at this point in your direct examination. Have there been other suspects that are charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit the murder of Charles Jones?
Yes.
Who are they?
In addition to the defendant, Alicia Andrews, there's defendants Isaiah Chance, Sean Gaithright, Rashad Murphy, and Davion Murphy.
Going back to the point in your investigation, you will make an attempt to Jasmine Glennon.
This is from the stream. I can't do anything about it. I don't know why the sound cuts out.
To the black Chevy Impala.
Alberson spoke to her.
239. Hold on. Something's acting up here. Hold on while I do. What was 239 something?
The capture time is 9:05, 17 seconds p.m. UTC, so -4.
Okay, and they also.
No, this is.
Did you?
I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why sound cuts out.
Did anybody respond with?
Aaron Campbell.
Of your jurisdiction, instance of the local evidence is located.
Yes, I was put in. assisted me.
Hold on. Let's try this instead.
And you also caught them on license plate readers when they were leaving Tampa, is that correct?
Correct.
Now, you said you had previously heard of Isaiah Chance. Were you aware of or made aware of any sort of gang nicknames or stage names or rapper names that he had?
Yes, specifically Gutta Zay.
And what about Gutta Man?
Gutta Man as well, yes.
Where was he from?
Jacksonville.
I want to jump forward a little bit at this point in your direct examination. Have there been other suspects that are charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit the murder of Charles Jones?
Yes.
Who are they?
In addition to the defendant, Alicia Andrews, there's defendants Isaiah Chance, Sean Gaithright, Rashad.
Going back to the point in your investigation, after you identified the owner of the silver Chevy Cruze, did you make an attempt to interview the owner of the car, Jasmine Glennon?
I did.
When did that take place?
That took place, I can't recall the exact date, but it was a good time after the initial scene.
What about the registered owner to the black Chevy Impala, Damalie Lyle?
Detective Alberson spoke to her.
And is that normal course when you are in a homicide investigation? Are there certain points of the investigation where you require the assistance of other detectives within the homicide unit to conduct an interview to assist you in this investigation?
Yes, ma'am, very much so. It's a team effort.
And who did you say did the interview of Damalie Lyle?
Detective Alberson.
Was Detective Alberson, was he also one of the detectives who actually drove to that location in Auburndale with Sean Gaithright's grandmother when the black Chevy Impala was located?
Correct.
After you determined the tag numbers of both vehicles, what did you do with that information?
Those vehicles were entered into FCIC, NCIC, South Florida, and the national database as felony wanted vehicles.
So does that go out throughout the state of Florida?
And the nation, yes.
And beyond, is
Yes,
that correct? So
correct.
Georgia would have been aware and alerted that you were looking for both a silver Chevy Cruze as well as a black Chevy Impala with the license tag registration information, is that correct?
Correct, yes, ma'am.
Would they also have been aware of make, model, and potentially have photographs of the vehicles?
Yes, they would have all the relevant identifying information to the vehicle.
At some point in your investigation, were you alerted that the silver Chevy Cruze had been located?
Yes, I was.
Where was it located?
That vehicle was located in Gwinnett County, Georgia.
And when did that happen?
That happened on June 26, approximately between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m.
June 26th of 2024?
24, yes, ma'am.
So 3 days after the homicide had occurred, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you find out that the silver Chevy Cruze was located?
I received a phone call from Lieutenant Christopher Cheek of the Gwinnett County Police Department, who informed me that he had located the vehicle.
Did you respond to Gwinnett County?
Yes, after the vehicle was taken into custody, I traveled up to Gwinnett County.
Did anybody respond with you?
Yes, the second lead detective, Aaron Campbell.
When an item of evidence is located outside of your jurisdiction in another state, do you have to seek the assistance of the local law enforcement agency where the item of evidence is located?
Yes.
Did you do this in this particular investigation?
Yes, I was put in contact with specifically a homicide detective in Gwinnett County that assisted me.
Did he assist you in obtaining a search warrant to seize and impound the black Chevy Impala?
There was one in Polk County, and then specifically this Cruze in Gwinnett
I
was...
apologize. I said that we're still talking about the silver Chevy Cruze, and I said black Impala. Forgive me.
No,
So going back to the silver Chevy Cruze, when you were in Gwinnett County, did you obtain assistance from Gwinnett County with their police officers to obtain a search warrant to seize and impound the silver Chevy Cruze?
Yes, ma'am. Detective Angela Carter with the homicide unit in Gwinnett assisted me with the search warrants in Gwinnett.
Part of that process, do you provide Detective Carter with the probable cause, the basis for the search warrant in order to be able to search and seize that vehicle?
Correct. I would provide the probable cause, and then she would draft something called a co-affiant search warrant to present to a judge or magistrate in her jurisdiction.
And did you obtain authorization from a judge to be able to impound and search that vehicle?
Yes.
Were photographs provided and taken by, with the assistance of the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Department, of the silver Chevy Cruze?
Correct.
Did you make contact with a person by the name of Rashad Murphy?
I did.
Why did you make contact with Rashad Murphy?
I learned from Gwinnett that he was taken into custody for a resisting charge, and he was still in custody when I got there, so I attempted to interview him in relation to this offense here in Tampa.
And I'm going to show you what's been marked for identification, States Exhibit 37A and 37B. Do you recognize both of these items of evidence?
Yes, I do.
And do those photographs, do they fairly and accurately depict Rashad Murphy?
Yes, they do.
Your Honor, at this time, we introduce into evidence States Exhibit 37A and 37B.
Any objection? Admitted.
Detective Ramos, who is depicted in 37A?
This is co-defendant Rashad Murphy.
Now I'm going to go to the black Chevy Impala that I mistakenly referred to earlier.
Yes, ma'am.
Did at some point in your investigation, were you alerted that a black Chevy Impala was located?
Yes, during our drive to Gwinnett County, I was alerted that the black Impala was found in Auburndale, Polk County.
So still on June 26th of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Who contacted you?
Ultimately, I was informed by Detective Alberson, who I had sent over there to coordinate with Polk County.
And did he, as well as Detectives Kirkpatrick, go to Polk County in order to facilitate that part of the investigation with the black Chevy Impala that was found at Sean Gathwright's grandmother's house?
Yes.
Were you later apprised and briefed by both of those detectives as to what occurred in Auburndale, Florida, with the black Chevy Impala?
I was.
Was the black Chevy Impala impounded, and was a search warrant obtained to search and seize that vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you also made aware of video footage that was obtained from Lorna Allen, Sean Gathwright's grandmother, of security cameras that were at her home in Auburndale, Florida?
I was.
Did you request that an interview be conducted of Lorna Allen?
Yes.
Who interviewed her?
Detective Alberson and Kirkpatrick.
And how is Miss Allen connected to this case?
She's the grandmother of co-defendant Sean Gathwright.
And is it your understanding that she actually was stopped driving the black Chevy Impala in
Correct.
Auburndale, Florida?
Yes.
And when did that occur?
On June 26, 2024.
During the course of the investigation, and Detective Alberson's and Detective Kirkpatrick's part of the investigation, was there alert put out for a gold Toyota 4Runner?
Yes, from Lorna Allen's interview, I learned that the co-defendant Sean Gathwright was now traveling in a gold Toyota 4Runner and believed to be back in Jacksonville. So I contacted the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and basically put out a bolo for that vehicle to see if it could be found.
Same type of alert that you mentioned previously?
No. So in this case, there wasn't a probable cause for the 4Runner at that time. So it was just a generic bolo, whereas for the first two cars, it was actually put into the Florida National Database. So in the case of the 4Runner, I just asked for the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office to go look for it visually.
And at some point, did the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office make contact with that gold Toyota 4Runner?
Correct.
Did you get notified when that occurred?
Yes.
When did that occur?
That occurred that same day, earlier in the evening, June 26, somewhere in the afternoon.
Were you apprised of who was located in the vehicle?
Yes, co-defendant Sean Gathwright.
And was that vehicle searched and items of evidence relevant to this investigation obtained?
Yes, ultimately the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office was able to develop probable cause and a lawful search of the vehicle was conducted and items relevant to this case were found in it.
Did you obtain those photographs and made aware of the items of evidence that was seized?
Yes, I was.
What items were seized and impounded and relevant to this particular case in the Toyota Gold 4Runner?
The most important thing relevant to the case were there was a small cardboard box that contained approximately 8 or 9 rifle shell casings. They were spent casings. Those were submitted for ballistic analysis, and they were not even matched to a prior attempt on the victim Charles Jones' life from October 7th, 2023 in Jacksonville. And then in addition to those, there was an abundance of firearms materials, items that could be used as accessory on rifles. I believe there was also a Glock pistol and a bunch of ammunition as well.
Let me stop you there and
Sure.
ask a couple of follow-up questions. When you say that there were some shell casings from a rifle that were collected from the Toyota 4Runner that nibined back to the attempted homicide that occurred of Charles Jones or aggravated battery where he was shot in October of 2023, did you have those shell casings, those rifle shell casings, submitted to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement for examination in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And did the analyst, was she able to determine that those shell casings that were found in Mr. Gathwright's Toyota 4Runner were indeed fired from the same rifle, assault rifle, that shot the shell casings connected with the attempted murder or aggravated battery of Charles Jones that occurred earlier in October of 2023?
Yes, correct.
And as the case detective, you would be made aware of the testing that was done pursuant to this case. Is that correct?
Correct.
In fact, you also make the decisions of what sort of items need to be submitted to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement Office for analysis. Is that correct?
Correct.
And how do you make those type of decisions?
It just depends on what the evidence is at the scene and the reasonableness, whether we think that we're going to get something of value, evidentiary value from it.
And so when you were alerted by NIBIN, and what is NIBIN and how does that play a role when it comes to shell casings that are recovered at different crime scenes?
Yeah, so NIBIN is a kind of a national database of shell casings that get ejected out of firearms, and basically every shell casing sort of has a unique fingerprint, so to speak. So whenever a casing gets found at a crime scene, it gets put into NIBIN, and then if we find a casing in the future, run it through the system, it could give us a correlation between a different scene that that shell casing firearm was used at.
And when you say correlation, that means it's just a presumptive match. Is that correct?
Correct. So when I get the NIBIN hit, it's a presumptive match correlation, and then that's going to indicate to me that I need to get this off to the lab to get verified.
Were there other items of evidentiary value to this homicide that occurred here in Tampa, Florida, that were located in the Toyota 4Runner that Sean Gathright was located in 3 days after this homicide occurred?
Yes.
What was that?
Like I mentioned, just the amount of ammunition and firearms accessories that were similar in nature to some of the ones seen on the rifles located on the video camera from the scene.
And going back to that Home to Suites video footage that you watched, did you also watch the video footage from the Tesla?
Correct.
Based on you viewing that video footage, was there anything unique about the firearms in this case that caught your attention?
Yeah, the most distinct thing that really caught our attention early on was the fact that both of the rifles used at the scene were equipped with brass catchers, and therefore they left no shell casings at our scene.
And as an experience as working homicide cases, is that typically something that you would...
Hold on here. There's a discussion here in the chat. Black Ops. Grandma's house. That's not Alicia Andrews' grandmother. Okay? I don't care what the other 4 people did and did not do. I don't give 2 shits on a straw what the other 4 people did and didn't do. What I need from this trial is concrete evidence, texts, video, conversations, anything where she says, I did this, we should do that. Her grandma's place, earlier in this stream, we heard from an investigator saying to a direct question that they did not have probable cause to search Alicia Andrews' home. And it's not the boyfriend's grandmother, it's the other 2 guys. That's one of these guys' grandmas. You don't see Stephen. No, Stephen, you're about to get fucking banned here. If you don't stop lying, I don't give a flaming fuck how long you've been on this channel. But if you're not stop lying, you're fucking out. Stop lying. Stop lying immediately. Stop lying immediately. Immediately. Not joking. I've banned people who have gifted me hundreds of dollars in supers because they could not stop lying. I don't give a flaming fuck what you think, what you interpret, but when you're actively lying, you're fucking out of here. I'm not joking. I don't care. Okay, you're fucking out. You're fucking out. Goodbye, Stephen. You can't answer to Stephen. He's banned from the channel. When you actively lie to me, when you're actively pushing provable lies in my chat, you're fucking out of here. I don't give a flaming fuck how long you've been here, but when you're actively lying, you're fucking out of here. We've all seen this trial. We have all seen this trial all the days. We have discussed, okay, we know what they did, allegedly. We know what they allege was in the bags. We know what they allege is this, that. She is charged with murder and conspiracy. We need, where is the evidence that she actually was in on the stalking, if it even was stalking? Where's the evidence that she knew anything? Show me the damn texts. Show me the damn texts. There's nothing. We heard the prosecution's interpretation of her words. We haven't heard her words yet. Nobody has. And yet, now, if you believe she's guilty because of all the things, be my fucking guest. Be my fucking guest. But don't dare lying about what's actually been presented as evidence in this trial. Don't you dare. Yeah, I don't feel this at the moment. We will continue tomorrow. Thanks, guys, for being here. Thank you to the people who were respectful. And I will see you tomorrow. Okay? See you. Bye-bye.
Sail the raven waves, brothers, axes high, shields strong. From distant lands we gather, hearts of fire all along. Obey me, cause we follow, through the storm and through the fight. For Valhalla we will borrow strength and might under moonlight. Warriors of the ancient sea, songs of glory dark and